What?
It just went live. We're live. Let me share it everywhere, Sage.
Yeah.
You do the same, buddy. And by the way, your mic's hot. Everybody can hear it.
Oh, thank God. Thank God. I actually did not know that was that many tweaking videos on the internet.
Oh, no.
Thank God. You have no idea what I was having to deal with. Well, I didn't have to deal with, but I couldn't make it stop. I
heard it was bad. I heard you complain, which you complain a lot. So was it really bad or just your versions of bad?
No, well, there was a couple good ones, and then I'm like, oh, no, we're fine. Take your time. And then it was just like, boop, and it was like, I ain't gonna be able to sleep at night. But the worst part is I couldn't bring myself to make it stop. It's like that car crash that you just can't stop looking. That's what I was looking at. There's more. I was actually looking at that car crash, and it just, whew, I might have to see your doctor. Can I have the information for your doctor?
She doesn't see outside people. We got a weird relationship where I kind of stalk her. I don't even think she knows she's my doctor.
Oh, what are those?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well then just give me her address and I'll be fine.
I got that. I can do that. Yeah.
Yeah. We don't have to.
Just because I'm a stalker doesn't mean I wouldn't share.
Oh, very well then. All right.
Sorry, I'm sharing the post everywhere, guys. I'll be right with you. I'm not running the timer. As soon as I get done sharing it, we're going to start. Hopefully, I haven't even looked at chat. Hopefully, you can hear me. God, that'd be horrible.
They can hear me. Because they did stop on. Thank you for, and I do thank the chat for finally stopping on Telegram. Let's see here. We're just getting this stuff all set up now. Wow. I mean, if we're going to do it, if we're going to be defiant, we did it.
Clearly, I think somebody's messing with us. You think?
I think that was 10 Days of Darkness. Like I said, that was the 10 Days of Darkness. It's over. That was like 10 minutes of darkness. How long was it?
I don't know. Too long.
Spirit of Darkness.
Gave me a headache.
Yeah, so basically, they could hear me talk, and then of course I could hear him talk. So he's talking. You should hear some of the stuff he was saying backstage that you couldn't hear, that I could definitely hear. And besides that, we're just he's just sharing things out, and we'll get this thing rock and rolling.
Yeah, I had to go back, chat, and delete all the links I shared and share new links, but I'm almost done. I think I'm posting the last 2 right now.
All right. Oh, I might as well reshare it to YouTube then. And please, if you can share it out to any place, go ahead and share it out, because we think we've got this one. We're going to keep this one up. The other one was a test run, just to throw all of the white hats and black hats off, so we could come in just with bald heads.
Try get underneath their radar.
Yeah, we had to throw that screwed one up, so they followed that dummy one. You know, I wanted them to follow the container without the missiles in it, because here comes the container with the missiles.
Now that does make sense.
It does make sense, right?
Logistically.
Take 2. Let's go with that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just do that, and I'll share it out. Let's do that.
Same thing I'm doing. I'm sharing it on YouTube right now. Sorry, guys. It was 100% my fault.
I agree. It was 100% his fault. But now we know what not to do, right?
Not really. I mean, it just randomly started working, so I still don't know what not to do.
Listen, I never pulled the trigger. Right? I never pulled the trigger. I cocked the hammer back, but I never pulled the trigger.
I heard the latest intel was that you were the trigger man.
Oh, well, it depends. It depends what you mean by the trigger.
Wait, Big old meat trigger.
Yeah, because I have had my hammer cocked back because,
Ooh.
it happens.
All right, I think we got it.
All right. Can't find me.
Let's make sure chat can hear me. It seems like we're ready. Just go with it. Just back the fuck off. This is my show, not yours, Johnny.
All right.
Music's starting. Let's do it.
All right.
Did you share it everywhere, Sage?
I did.
You better have. Jesus Christ, I'm so tired of you already.
Tourette syndrome or stuttering problem because they're like, dude, you just shared it out and it didn't work the first time. Why am I going to check it the second time?
Exactly right.
We got the meat and soy hammer. They want me to put soy hammer on my glasses.
The vegan hammer.
Yeah.
Welcome everybody. Hopefully now you can hear me. I hope so. I don't know. But I am Will Bird. This is Sage with Sage News. Thank you for joining us for the very second attempt at the first episode of the Defiant Discord podcast. What's up?
Hey, what's going on? I feel like we've done this before, but now we can both be heard.
Yes.
I was just heard. I would have done the whole show that way, but you decided to shut it off. Whatever.
Yeah, for sure. I decided to shut it off. If I wouldn't have had chat up, I probably could have done the whole show that way because it looked like everything was working fine. If you don't know, guys, on OBS, I've got a meter that shows me how high my output is and how high everything else is, and then I've got several different selections I can make. I can check those. I can check all the settings. I checked everything, and it was all perfect. Except I was on the wrong screen. And it wasn't even listed on the screen I should have been on. So that was the mic issue. And then we came backstage and fixed that. And we got out here and I couldn't go live. Every time I tried to go live, it would freeze every time. Like we tried maybe 10 times. And then just randomly it started working. Actually, the only thing I did different, Sage, and this may be your saving grace that got this, is the last time I went live, instead of clicking go live, I hit the button on the Stream Deck and it went through. But it wouldn't let me just go live earlier.
Nice. The Steam Deck saves the day.
Steam Deck. Steam Deck?
Yeah, is that what it is? Stream Deck?
That sounds different. But anyways, welcome everybody. This is the Defiant Discord podcast, where we put the questions out and take questions from you, ask people to come on. Clearly no one agreed to come on. They just want to talk shit in the shadows, but we are here just in case they decide to show up. And we're going to have, so I guess what we're going to do is address some stuff that's going on today and then topics from the week. And then the second half of the show, we'll take call-ins, messages, chats, whatever. If you want to support the stream, you guys know how to do that. Sage has graciously offered to send 100% of the proceeds until we make it big to me, because I'm a little bit worse spot. Are you talking into an avocado, by the way?
I am. This is my avocado. I wanted a cucumber, but we're going with the avocado mic. I am vegan, so it happens. What I wanted to do was I wanted to set my buttons up with just sound effects from you, so I could have did the whole show and then acted like you were talking by hitting my buttons and just throwing some of your stuff in there. Like, oh no, that I just could have been hitting that all the time.
That would have been awesome. Awesome. I was telling Sage backstage, I was like, sometimes my chat gets together and tries to fuck with me, occasionally. Wouldn't this be the best troll if they could hear me the whole time? And they would just tell me this. I had to do a recording to prove that my mic wasn't working. I scared myself.
He didn't really believe you guys weren't messing with him. So he's like, I'm going to check that and I'm going to do a recording first, because they might have all got together and said, look, no matter what he says, just keep saying we can't hear him. Just keep saying we can't hear him. That's
right. I scared myself into thinking it's my paranoia or something. But yes, thank God we're back. I was glad to get back. But anyways, if you want to support the stream, I started the bot. It'll pop up in the whatever, and then I don't have to mention it anymore. But thank you for joining us tonight. This is the Defiant Discord podcast, a weekly show, Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Well, we might be changing it. You want to talk about that, Sage?
Yeah, we're gonna be changing that to. We're gonna actually. I've talked to my agent, and I renegotiated the time. My agent is Liam Bird, and I said, look, I can't work with this guy at this time at night. It's exhausting. Plus, I got to do all the talking. He's got to pretend like he's talking. So, what I want to do is start at 7. That'll get us into a little better time slot, and then roll into however long it goes. Because sometimes some of these debates could go a long time, right? And
Sure.
Or nobody could call in. Or what we can do is we can pretend like we're on one show and send all of them to that show, and that show's just sitting there that's not there, and then we'll come to this show. So we're kind of throwing people off. They wanted intel. They're going to have to research for us, right? They're going to have to do some research to find us. And I bet, here we are. On,
Chat definitely caught your agent name. I don't know if you saw that or not, but they were keying in on that pretty quick.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He's a top guy, man. He's top guy. You guys have no idea. So I got some. He's got me hooked up. He's got some pull. He was able to get Burger King from him earlier. So.
Ooh, no, that was McDonald's.
Whatever.
Yeah, you can't have it your way. So, Sage, there has been a lot of hot topics coming off the bunk bed. I don't know if you've been keeping up with that. Would you like me to read you some of the latest intel?
Let's do this first. Just before we jump into that. Heargy. Anybody that we called out prior to the show, you can, now step into the chat, and just want to make sure that you're here and pay attention. If you're not, well, you're going to be sorry tomorrow because we're probably going to talk about you without you being here. So we're giving you an opportunity to be here first. That way you can actually try to defend yourself, because it's going to be a lot, worse defending yourself without representation. But besides that, so jump in anytime you want. Throw something in the chat, and obviously chat, don't toss them because we have to be able to see them. If anybody of the people we call out, I know that I had a subliminal message for the Kathy H, now calling Kathy H. Also, we have David, Paul Davis. I think, who do you got? Who do you got?
Jeff Bezos. Sorry. Jeff B in a bunk bed at his mom's house. And Phil Godlewski. Godlewski.
Yeah.
The guy that seems to have been charged with having sexual relations with a 15-year-old. That one. That one's the one we're looking for.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's not though. But besides that, why don't we roll in with what we got with the hot topics of the day?
Sure, it's getting hot. It's getting hot on the top bunk. That's the last thing I heard. But we've got.
Right.
It starts with some stuff that we can't talk about on YouTube, which is about the vacation code word wink chat, and then it says, all the press that is in Gitmo are going to be moved off Cuba and will have to phone in. Weird.
Oh, that one. What day was that? I think that was like on the 8th and the 9th, right?
This was at the last thing posted on the 8th. Yes.
On the 8th. So they moved people out of there. Now, I did do a little bit of checking into that because weird. So you would want to look into some stuff that's weird rather than just leave it as weird, right? Because I'm Intel. So because I'm an Intel guy, I just throw the word weird on it and I get props. So let's prop them up, right? So I did go on the top secret Intel CIA NSA website that you can only get by going through Facebook. So bad that they changed the name to Meta. I understand that this is top secret and not all of you can log into it. And it's so bad that they put some of you in jail. It's like Gitmo, right? I'm not in jail because I'm a good boy there. So I did pull this off of the Guantanamo Bay Team Gitmo, basically, and their website. So we are entering a base-wide training environment with several joint security exercises today and tomorrow, December 8th and 9th. Use this community training opportunity to practice your own emergency protocols with coworkers, families, and neighbors. Listen for giant voices and EDHVAC announcements. Follow our official NSGB Facebook page and NFN Roller Channel 45 for details. Thank you. And then it's the Gitmo, the Navy base Gitmo. So on the same time that they happened to be kicking some people off, like the press, they were going to have some joint security exercises. Now, Will, tell me.
Yeah.
Is it at all possible that they wouldn't want press there during a joint security exercise?
Oh, no. Yeah.
I'm not talking smoking joint exercise, but I'm actually talking about a joint security exercise.
So I see where you're going there, but you have to think of this in terms of white hats and black hats, because the white hats would have planned this fake joint force security training, and then the black hats are doing it because they don't want people to see their black hat brethren being rounded up and taken to Camp Liberty. So I think you're saying, let's get the press out of here so they don't see what we're doing, so none of them get injured, so they can't just videotape us while we're doing training exercises and showing our evac points and this and that. But you're thinking too logically.
Oh, well, I am logistics, and the word logic is in logistics because I can't spell, so somebody told me. But listen, I do that sometimes. Is that wrong? Is that wrong of me?
Yes, it is. Is there any way that you can think with maybe like a 42-year erection that's never been satisfied? If you could think from that, then you could probably get in track here.
45.
Oh, 45. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Probably. That won't be hard, actually. Get it? That won't be hard.
Oh, so they're doing training exercises and they ask the press to leave, right?
It sounds like that. I'm going to say that would be
Hold on just a second. There was a donation coming in. I guess I didn't have the sound on. Venom Splat, $5 into the coal. I apologize. I didn't have the sound on. That was my fault again. But thank you very much for the donation, Venom Splat. I appreciate it. I'll read the message in just a second. Sorry about that. Let me make sure I got the sound on now. But I guess the stream should have heard it. I just don't think that I heard. Yeah, I only had it on output. So sorry about that. But thank you very much for the donation. I appreciate it. Anyways. Press has been asked to leave for their own safety and probably, situational awareness, probably security between what's going on there. It's not exactly the biggest or the most open and inviting base. They got shit to hide.
They do. And just so we know, and that was the other thing too about the base. It's not just a prison. Did you know that?
It's not? I thought it was a prison, and on the door it said Democrats enter here.
Well, it depends on who you're asking, because now they're also saying Republicans. Some people say Republicans enter this door. Democrats enter this door. Patriots enter this door.
Well, those are rhinos. The only true Republican that there's ever been is Donald Trump. And he's been, I think, a lifelong. Do you know anything about his past? I'm pretty sure.
No, he was a Democrat in the beginning.
No, that can't. No.
It is.
I wish you'd stop making stuff up while we're live.
I have intel. He was a Democrat. I'm telling you. He's also Patton's 14th son and related to Hillary Clinton on the 17th side. And
that sounds really bad.
On the 17th side?
Just that I was just oblivious to the fact I thought he was a true blue Republican and had been wanting to save the country for eternity.
True blue Republican. Isn't Republican?
Well, potato.
No, actually he's not. So
he's our hero, Sage. Just can you admit that at least?
Yeah. Okay, let's see if the numbers go up watching. You're right. Trump is our hero. 100% Republican. Stick to the plan. Let's see what happens to the numbers.
Thrust the plan, I think's what they say. Thrust the plan.
Yeah, they're plan triets. I figured that one out.
The reason they say thrust the plan is because sexual innuendo thrust. We're all getting fucked, and they like to thrust the plan because the plan thrusts you if you don't. So you gotta be careful around it. That's for sure.
That what it is?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it works both ways then. It goes both ways.
Yeah, of course, all thrusting I'm pretty sure goes both ways, but sure, yeah, we can swing that, I guess.
All right, perfect. So then I had to look a little bit more into the Gitmo Bay, because everybody keeps saying, well, isn't that shut down and nobody's there? Why are they bringing in shipping stuff? So I found out that, and I can throw the links in the chat, because I am not going to ask you to share screen, because that's the last thing I want you to do, is to try to make any changes right now.
Oh, well, you can just send it in private chat, the link, and I'll click it and share it on my screen, because I already got it set up, if you want me to.
So you say, we're going to give it a shot. We're going to give this a shot. So I pulled up a bunch of things here. Let's see what this one is. Kind of describes what they do at Guantanamo Bay. And then it's also a Coast Guard and Navy has a task force for doing narcotics and stuff like that.
So it's a big Democrat jail, is what you're saying.
It is. Well, there is 8,500. Let me make sure I get my numbers right. There is 8,500
prison guards
personnel on. No, not prison guards. Military personnel on that base, in regards to the Navy. So now I did find something else, because I got a lot of information, and people are saying, why are these planes flying in and out? There's a lot of planes. They're doing a lot of fixing up at this base. They must be preparing to lock up all the Democrats, and they're hanging a lot of guillotines. They're bringing in guillotines and piking posts and nooses. A lot of rope being brought in there.
Right.
I did find something, and it's a screenshot, which I don't know how I can send this one to you, but I'll read it here. And I'm sorry, I apologize for reading out loud ahead of time. So this was on January 25th of 2019. Siemens Government Technology, Arlington, Virginia, was awarded just over $800 million for a firm fixed price task order, and it gives like the purchase order, under a previous awarded multi-award, indefinite delivery, infinite quantity, energy savings performance contract, gives another number, at Navy Base Guantanamo Bay. The work to be performed provides a construction, operation, maintenance, energy, measuring to improve energy efficiency, reliability, which include heating, ventilation, air conditioning. What?
Conservation.
Renewable. Yeah, that word. You can do that one too. Upgrade, light upgrade, commercial refrigeration upgrade, distribution generation, renewable energy, photovoltaic. God bless you. For both the demand and supply side, energy storage, power control, supervision control, data acquisition, water retrofits, wastewater.
So they got like a green energy contract, like they're upgrading the electrical and utilities for green.
Bringing in AOC and her family, and she wants it done right.
Well, let me tell you this. When you started reading, you had me at Seaman, and you had me again at Firm, and then it kind of went off track. So it's green?
It's green.
Seaman?
It's green, and it's will work and be performed at Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, and is expected to be completed by April 2043. So it's possible.
Jesus Christ, that's a long contract.
Well, it's a lot of green and a lot of semen. So basically what's happening is might not just be everybody,
I'm new here, but absolutely love the shows. I've been able to go back and watch Still Hunting and pedophile jokes. Love it. Good stuff. The fan is. I didn't get to read the end of it, but I'll check it back out. All right, go ahead. That was a donation. Thank you for that.
Thank you so much, because I'm new here too. So it's
that's why nothing worked.
That's why nothing worked.
We're all new.
So I did pull this up. And what I'm going to do is I can actually share this on my community page on my channel, and you guys can read it for yourself in better English, because you probably all read out loud in English. What I'm kind of not. I'm native gibberish, so I'll do that while he's talking. So Will, you think it's possible that maybe some of the planes that are coming in and the stuff that's coming in could be for this work that was allocated with the $800 million?
Oh, sure. That's a huge contract. So I've actually done some work that was like retrofitting, and it was actually at a military base that had a civilian side to it. Like they worked together. Oh, it's Redstone Arsenal, where everybody's talking about the FBI's moving to, and no one knew it, but everybody knew it since 2016. I worked down there. That is a big big job site, and when you start talking about retrofitting every building with, like, even if it's just energy saving the light bulbs, it still takes a long time to go through every building to check off every box, check every fixture, put up every light bulb. It's a lot of money, and I'm sure that that stuff's all got to be brought in. That equipment, that manpower, everything they're going to use has to be brought in there. So I'm sure there's more foot traffic. There's probably parts of the base that are shut down. A lot of things that, if you were disingenuous, you could post on your Telegram and say, isn't this weird? But in reality, I mean, it's got a pretty common explanation.
Yeah, and so I did pull that, and then, of course, I just sent you the link for the one that actually showed.
Oh, there's another donation. Hold on just a second. Barry Alive by 5 bought you another 6-pack. That was the same as the first donation. She said, this fan is here to stay. Thank you very much, Barry Alive by 5. Let me grab your link right now. And I'll throw it up there. Copy link. Hey, Bear Man. There you go. U.S. Naval Station, Guantanamo Bay. You want me to read it? Are you muted now? Did something happen? What the fuck happened now? Hold on. Oh, there it is. Okay. You're good. You're unmuted. You're good.
You did that on purpose.
Maybe a little bit. I was tired of being muted by myself. You want me to read this? Or is there a part you want read?
No, you just kind of look it over and see how many people are there and kind of give the gist of what actually does happen besides jailing people on Guantanamo Bay.
Sure. U.S. Naval Station, Guantanamo Bay, NAVSTAT, Gitmo, is the oldest U.S. Navy base located outside the continental United States. Situated on the southeast coast of Cuba, the base is about 500 nautical miles away from Miami, Florida. The naval station provides logistics supports for the U.S. Navy and Coast Guard ships and aircraft, as well as to the Joint Task Force Guantanamo units. It is the only U.S. naval station existing in a country that does not have diplomatic relations with the U.S. The station has been hosting the detainee mission of the War on Terrorism since 11 September 2001 terrorist attacks. The base has a current population of about 8,500 people. Jesus.
It's actually a pretty decent sized base, bro.
Yeah, it is. Especially to be in like they said, a country that we don't have any diplomatic relations with. Like, we don't negotiate with, we don't talk. Well, we didn't until Obama came in, but we used to not, no trade, no anything.
Right.
Gitmo is located on the Orient Province on the southeast corner of Cuba. The base has access to the Windward Passage from the north or through the Caribbean Sea from the south. The 12-mile-long pouch-shaped bay extends from the northeast to the southwest. It is camouflaged by the Cusco Hills in the southeast, by the mountains on the north. I wanted to see if they said anything about their mission. Gitmo history, that's 1955, 64. In 1991, the station accommodated around 3,400 Haitian refugees. The naval station has continued its migrant assistance mission after Sea Signal. It also took part in Operation Marathon in 1996 and the Present Haven in February 1997, both of which involved prevention of Chinese migrants from being trafficked in the United States. In 1995, July, Fleet Training Group, Guantanamo's largest tenant command, was relocated to Mayport after 52 years of service. The other major tenant command, Shore Intermediate Maintenance Activity, was also decommissioned after 92 years. Here's its operation. It provides assistance and services to the U.S. Navy and the U.S. Coast Guard ships, as well as other foreign naval ships operating in the Caribbean. It also supports the fleet participating in narco-terrorism operations, so I guess like seizing of drugs and searching, and it launches migrant operations to provide shelter for Haitians and Cubans. It supports joint operations through its, though it is not a joint operations command. The naval station has continued its migrant assistance mission after Sea Signal. The base hosts numerous tenant commands, including the Southern Command Joint Task Force Guantanamo, Joint Task Force Guantanamo, U.S. Naval Hospital, and Branch Dental Clinic. Other detachments located at the base are the Personal Support Activity, Naval Atlantic Meteorology, and Oceanography Command, Naval Media Center, Naval Communication Station, Department of Defense Dependent Schools, Navy Brig, and Fleet and Industrial Supply Center.
So it's a busy place. It's not just a prison. right? And the reason I say this is I've heard a lot of other, on Liberty and these other stuff that's like, well, once this is shut down, there shouldn't be anybody there. No, there's other things happening there. It's not just a prison island. We're not talking about the French prison island that they would boat people on and throw them on there and say good luck.
And Biden hasn't made even the left was kind of upset with the way that he talked about Gitmo. Of course, it's going to take time to shut down a prison like that, even if that's his goal. That he wasn't moving fast enough for those people saying, to take time and to do this. So it's still an operation. And then when it leaves, I was told by some guys in the Navy, which I'm sure I don't know as much as some people on bunk beds, but some of the guys in the Navy told me that other than the prison thing there, like the other jobs that are there, it's basically the reason a lot of those commands are there is it's like a vacation. If you were head of the branch dental clinic or the meteorology and oceanography command or Navy media center, that'd be, Cuba's a pretty place. It's Caribbean. It's a vacation spot.
Right. And so there's a lot of other, so like I said, so the other stuff is going on there. And like I said, I did just put on my community page, so anybody can throw my link in there. They can check my community page. I actually put where they said that all the work that they're doing, and then it's going to go till, like I said, 2043 or whatever I said the year it's going to go to. So they are definitely looking to upgrade that base if they've got plans to put almost $825 million into doing some upgrades that could go all the way into 2023 and that they can put extensions on. So this is definitely not just something that we're looking at, that if the prison shut down, the whole island shut down, so there should be no need for any other military planes to go there, or they're upgrading just the prison and putting new courts in. Now, I don't know. That could be possible, but I did, like I said, there's more than just the prison there to upgrade and to improve, and that's what they're doing.
Bro, you're way behind, and apparently so is Jeff B. They've all moved on to Tierra de Fuego. That's the new prison. That's like the sexy young prison that you trade your old prison in for. It's a little bit, the hallways are a little bit narrower. It doesn't have as many jail cells, so it ends up being packed a little more tightly. And it's got a fresh coat of paint, some lipstick, and some acrylic nails, and that is a bad bitch, Tierra de Fuego.
You know what it is? I think facts are always just behind intel, right? I can never keep up with facts, right? The facts are always behind the intel. I can't keep up nowadays when somebody actually wants to look at the facts.
That is bad. Well, their new favorite saying is, you know what the difference between a conspiracy theory and a fact is? About 6 months. But they never bring up all the crazy ones that didn't. Yeah, of course, some of them start out in truth, based in truth, and end up being truth. I think a lot of them have like an inkling of truth just to get you enough to you get hooked into it. But yes, of course, some of them end up being true, but the vast majority of them do not. Like, come on.
Right. And I think that some of the stuff that people and like we talked about now, a lot of times when I would talk about, like I did a report in regards to somebody said, I can't remember his number. It was like Hell Radio Show or Hell something Radio Show, HAL. He's another one I'd like to call out, but I should probably get his name right before I start calling people out. You think?
Probably.
Who cares? So as long as somebody named Hell answers, who cares?
Have you thought about getting like a spelling eye dog? Is that you think that's a thing?
Yeah, he's down here. I just have to train him. He's not native English though. I didn't get a native speaking spelling eye dog.
That makes sense because you probably got him from Gitmo.
I did. Just outside Gitmo, he was working at the cafeteria, basically installing light bulbs. And he's like, I could do the job. I'm like, do you speak English? He's like, no. I'm like, neither do I. Come on, let's do it. And he just signed up.
That works out.
So I was basically, as I was trying to say before I was so rudely interrupted by my co-host, I'm hoping
that's my job, buddy. That's my job.
My agent's listening to this show and he sees what I have to put up with. Because did you put it? He's not in bed yet, right? Because you would do something like that. It's too early for that.
He is in bed. Don't worry about it.
Oh, all right. Either way, he'll watch the replay. So at some point, you need to kind of say what else could possibly be going on there. That's kind of a big deal sometimes.
Sure.
With me when I report, right? Don't you think?
Absolutely. What I was going to say earlier is like a lot of people say, well, he's just asking questions. Well, he's just doing this, where he's still doing that. He's just putting it out there and getting people to. I like the way he gets people to think. No, he insinuates a narrative that he wants you to believe without going so far that someone can say he said this exactly and this is exactly wrong. He insinuates a narrative you can believe, and then he uses his background and impressions and shit that's going on to force that a narrative. So you do, he points you down a trail and tells you to take it, and then when you get ambushed at the other end, he's like, I never told you to go down that trail. I was just stretching when you saw me pointing down a trail.
Oh God, you know what? Somebody did the meme of somebody stretching, said their weight. Don't say stretching. Don't say stretching. That was a bad one too. Go
no.
ahead.
Oh yeah. No. Yeah, so he has just as much guilt as someone that is saying this equals this. He's saying, well, I'm saying this doesn't equal this, and this, but it could equal that if you look over there. And then when people look over there, if someone calls him out on it, he's got the ability to say, oh, well, I didn't. No. We saw this when he tried to when it was basically he set this story up that mirrored my story about a veteran losing their home and not being not getting along with people, blah blah blah, whatever. And then someone set them up for these 3 millionaires to meet him in secret at a restaurant, and they were going to buy him a house and pay for everything and take care of his whole family and blah blah blah. And he never said a name. Well, first of all, it backfired on him because his chatter like, did this veteran have PTSD? Because he might not just go meet strangers. Was it a surprise? And then he had to come back and say, oh, he knew it. He knew they were there. He knew blah blah blah. Then they're like, oh, well, this is probably cold beer. This is probably cold beer confessional. This is probably Will with cold beer. Now, he didn't correct any of those people. And when I went on there and said, well, this isn't about me, that's weird, he's like, he banned me and then said, oh, he must have a guilty conscience. What the fuck? No, your people are saying it's me by name. He leads just enough to force you down a path without him having to take that path with you.
Right. And then, once you fall down that path, he basically says, look, you fell in the mud.
Oh, yeah. You get ambushed on the other end. He's like, man, I'm glad I didn't send you that way. I was just over here, looking in a general direction and saying, man, it could be it. Jesus Christ. He's the guy that sells the maps, and all the maps are fucking wrong. And he's like, well, I didn't print them. I just sold them to you. They told you they were good maps. Yeah.
So, like I said, it was... I just thought it was interesting. So like I said, I'm just, I look into things and things are happening, and I just want to, for me, I need to make sure what else could possibly be happening there, and start eliminating things, right? And me, it's hard to eliminate that work's not being done at the Navy portion of the base, at the probably at the piers and the berths and stuff like that for the ships. And it is a Coast Guard. There is an airfield. There is things going on there. So we just got to be open-minded here and say, okay, that's what research is. What else could be happening there? What about this? What about this? What about this? Rather than just, well, what do you think of this? You know what I mean? So, tomorrow's Friday. You know what that means?
Uh-oh. Mass arrest?
Just saying.
Friday mean? I'm going to speed read some more of these things that we got through because there's a bunch of them. But then we had, after we had that one, we had wait for it. Waiting for the okay to post news about all the planes. So he's got to get okay to post it. It's secret. Please. Oh, I'm sorry. Waiting for the okay to post the news about all the planes. Please tell me you read the Insurrection Act. It will put into play how many wash-ups, laugh out loud, like me fit into this. Think, why did POTUS didn't mention Pearl Harbor yesterday? Think, why did POTUS didn't go to Oahu? Who would be able to tell POTUS not to mention Pearl Harbor? Who would be able to tell POTUS don't dishonor their memory by mentioning it? No, it wouldn't be Trump. There are only two people that could tell POTUS this. One, Judge Advocate General Corps, or two, the guy I told you about 5 months ago. Keep an eye on General Berger. So not only is he taking this weird fucking full Q, strange fucking narrative about why the president didn't do this, why the president didn't do that, and I told you about this, I told you about that, and blah, blah, blah. he's also saying, "Oh, this is how us old washed up guys get back in action." This is how after he made that comment, we were talking about the other night of him escorting all the ballots to a secure location in planes and well armed and with security teams because they called him back up. Now he's saying, well, this explains why they're calling us back up.
Right. And I got a question. Maybe it's not who would tell him not to say it. I think it was more like whose job was it to remind him about it? Because I don't think he remembers about it. He probably doesn't remember it. So it's like, oh, damn, whose job was it to remind him to mention Pearl Harbor? Oh, shit, it was mine. So I think it's a little bit backwards with that situation with him.
Sure.
And the other thing, too, is they're not going to have him. Could he have screwed it up? I mean, do we have any references? Is there any intel references on Biden completely screwing things up that they would probably say, look, we cannot have him screw this one up. Let's just not have him say anything.
Well, he also, I'm not making excuses for him, and he does screw up all the time. That is true, but I'm not making excuses for him either. But he did visit the World War II Memorial. That was part of it. And he did also that day, he had a video conference scheduled with... Uh-oh. Hey, Beer Man. That's a donation. Rising Phoenix bucks you 3 6-packs. Love the new show. Will and Sage are like peanut butter and jelly, or Jeff B and Intel. You got it. You laid it out there perfectly. We're just like Jeff. We're so close. We're just like Jeff B and Intel.
That was smooth peanut butter, baby.
That was pretty good. But he went to the World War II Memorial, and he also had a phone call I'm sure he was probably kind of intimidated about because later he had a secured video call with Vladimir Putin.
He did. So that he forgot to turn the mic on and was just kind of just like you did. Forgot to turn the mic on. Now, if you would have just waited, we would have been doing an impression of the summit.
Yeah, and he also took some time to honor Bob Dole, who passed away. That was all part of the same weekend plan he had when he visited the World War II Memorial.
Yeah, so there was a lot going on. I mean, and like I said, so again, jumping down saying who would tell him not to say anything? I don't think he would remember if somebody told him not to say anything.
Yeah, it's more like, hey, stop reading the teleprompter when it says end of message now. Please stop talking, Joe. The presentation is over. Do not read this. Stop. Do not read this. Please stop. Did you see that where you read the end of the teleprompter?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, God.
I've got a little intel on that. We probably don't want him speaking if we don't have to have him speak. And that's probably what they decided.
I would agree. He is on his way downhill, I think. So I don't think it's a big deal. I don't think they're going to start calling up old washed up guys like me and Jeff and Sage back to start serving. They've got soldiers, they've got troops, they've got what they need. I mean, I'm old and fat and out of shape. Are you're fixing to get called back to service?
What?
Yeah, Jeff B said that's how they get you back in is an executive order, an EO
that you've never heard of, that Biden signed. Why would he sign it? Who would force him? Who made him? Who gave him the pen? Who made the pen? What was the company's name? Where are they located? How come they're located in Akron, Ohio? Have you done gematria on Akron? That kind of deal. But he said it will put into play how wash-ups, laugh out loud, like me, fit into this. The Insurrection Act puts wash-ups like Jeff and other people who got out of the military into play.
You know what? I got a question. Do you think Liberty Warrior sees how he went full Q? Do you think he's noticed that?
I don't know, but I made a post on my main YouTube channel that I know Liberty Warrior hate watches. That it was a screenshot from Jeff B's chat, and they were giving Liberty Warrior down the fucking road, dude. Like, I'll tolerate him, but he needs to stop interrupting. He needs to let Jeff B on every week. If he cuts him off one more time, I'm done. I'm not doing this. I'm not, like, they were giving it down, and I said, man, no lost love over here, huh? And it's weird because you basically worship him. Your chat demands him to be on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Plus, let's not forget the statement you made. I'm a skeptic, so if Jeff B said it, I believe it 100%. So you're kind of tied in with that, and he doesn't seem to be tied in with you as much.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he knows that he went full Q. That's interesting. Maybe we'll find out now.
It does seem like something's going on there. Well, I guess so. Travis said last night, I guess, that when he wasn't in chat talking about me for some reason, but he said that Jeff B's on vacation. But it does seem like there's been some distancing between those two.
During a time like this, he's on vacation. That's sort of like Pete Buttigieg going on vacation during a supply chain crisis.
Well, he's got to do it now because he's rejoining the Navy next week when the Insurrection Act kicks in.
There it is. There it is. Whoop. There it is.
There were a few more posts he made that was said, General Berger, and then he said, where is the VP? Wait for the major step down starting tomorrow during the Maxwell trial. From what I was given this evening, named huge players. Russia, 24 earlier today, reported that SWIFT system is out and new system has been started. Yeah, they're trying to cut Russia off from it.
Just what the SWIFT system is how we exchange money, how banks talk to each other. So right now, banks can't talk to each other. They're out. Russia doesn't want it. They're done with it. They're going with their own. So we're all in trouble. Go ahead.
They were also talking about us using it to sanction Russia for some of their more hostile actions, like cutting them off. And then Russia's had one that they secretly have been developing for like the last 30 years, but it sucks and no one wants to use it. But U.S. Treasury on deck. U.S. Treasury has been utilizing aircraft that normally would not be used. Think of where all the Federal Reserves are. Now look at the plane traffic that Monkey has been posting. Why all their refuelers near these cargo planes? You must have wrote that one.
I wrote that one.
Fuelers are a sign of fighter aircraft. Read the EO on FinTech, February 2017. Documents on treasury.gov. Remember, I told you all of this is in the open. You just need to know how the government publishes in the open.
Is he trying to be Q? Do you think he's trying to be Q? Because
I think he and Phil have it pretty much cornered. I mean, they are Q.
So now let me make sure I get this right. I just want to make sure I get this right. The FBI is trying to establish QAnon as a domestic terrorism.
Domestic terror group, yes.
Terrorist group. I brought out the white papers, kind of showing a bunch of that, and now Jeff's going full Q. It seems like.
It would seem that way, and his followers are following right in that footstep as well.
An X 3-letter agency, like I said, 3-letter agency of KFC, is now going full QAnon when QAnon is an FBI on the FBI watch list. So we got two options here. Either the X 3-letter agency is brain dead, or he's a part of it. Right? What we're looking at?
Could be. Could be, be a setup. Could be something. I think that he and Phil have this good team thing going where Jeff is like the big O, and then Phil is like the little stick that comes off his midsection, and that way they're going to literally form a Q. They're going to combine to form that Q.
Phil's got that. He's got that body type for that stick, right?
He does have the stick body type, and I heard he can work a stick. I have no idea. I've never seen him drive a manual.
Yeah. Is Tesla a stick?
It is not. It is probably the most self-driving car in the world. So no, it is not a manual. It's electric. It doesn't have a transmission.
And I do believe, this is my intel, on a public forum, I could be wrong about NESARA. The NESARA version of it, I might be wrong. I think he might have got his first payment of NESARA. God. This might be kicking in. Can you show this one? All right, sure. So this is a NESARA website, and this has got Phil's name on it. Is that the one? That's not the one. Try again. And this is a top secret. Like this is probably going to be ripped down. Matter of fact, on the bottom of it, it actually says, if you don't want this to be shown, please request it here. So you might have to blow that up so they can make sure they see it too. I thought this was a NESARA website. Is that SBA stand for NESARA? Is that a 3-letter agency for NESARA?
SBA.com is some Benjamins arriving.
Some Benjamins arriving. And the PPP, well, we all know what that stands for. Are you down with PPP? Yeah, you know me. he was actually given $41,000. Now, is this his first day payment of NESARA? Is that what this is?
I think, this is probably GESARA, because a lot of people all over the world abused it. But this is a PPP loan. It looks like this is some of the information that a bunch of people have sent this to me. He and his mother received some PPP funding.
And if he would have been smart, he would have said, "Hey, see that orange part that says request to delete this from the listing?" But he didn't. But he didn't. I'm not going to request it for him. But this is government loan money that we all got because of the Defense Production Act that was initiated when people started to receive loans because their businesses started to shut down and things like that. And PPP was supposed to protect your personal payroll something. I can't remember what it stood for.
Yeah, it could be used for payroll or actual expenses to keep the doors open, so like light bills and shit like that.
Right. So it basically kept his Tesla doors open so that he could keeping his Tesla, because that could shut down his business, and they didn't want the doors to be locked and be towed away. But I thought this was NESARA money. You sure it's not?
It is absolutely not. This was for what they believe is an imaginary disease, and it was money that they all vehemently resisted and said, "Nope, let's not do it. Let's go away. Let's not do that." And still, it seems like they couldn't keep their grubby little hands off of it.
Now, okay, so who issues this? The white hats or the black hats? Who's issuing this? Like, who can I call? Like, which side do I have to pretend I'm on to get this?
I think you just got to be the like a pivot man. So you're going to be in the middle of the circle, and you're going to need to plant your back foot and just start spinning around.
Oh, circle jerk situation. All right, yes. I can do that.
You seem really, really comfortable with that. Like you immediately are like circle jerk.
Yeah, well, this isn't live, so just edit that out.
I'll edit that out. Thank you. I'll put a note in right here, the timestamp.
All right.
So he got 2 rounds of $20,000. So he got 40. What was the total? 41.6. And so this is separate from his. Hold on, just a second. Let me check something right quick, because his mother got some as well, and I don't know if it was on the same thing or not. Let me see.
Anyways, so I swore this was the NESARA because he said it's kicked in, right? It's kicked in. They're all saying it's kicked in. You just have to wait for it to be distributed. I think even today he showed the rainbow money.
Yeah, this is a different one here. Check this out.
We have more GESARA money?
Dorothea Godlewski, his mother, same place, same address. She got $20,193.
That's the PPP. So there should be another too, because you have the ELD money also, or EDL or something.
Similar companies, industry. I think she only did the first one. The first.
Because that one was forgivable. I think the first one was forgivable.
I think that's all she got. What type of business does she say she's in? Paycheck protection, 20, blah blah blah. This loan has been disbursed by the lender, has not yet been fully repaid or forgiven. So she did get it.
Probably
she put $20,188 towards payroll and $1 towards utilities.
That sounds about right.
That makes perfect sense. She was $1 short keeping the lights on.
Exactly. I want to be on that plan because mine's a lot longer than that.
Oh, maybe this just shows the first loan, because when you pull up Phil on this website, it only shows the first one, the 20,008. Maybe it never updated or doesn't show the second part or whatever, the second round.
I think this is it might not show the second one because I pulled it from the SBA. You'd have to pull it from the SBA. I got the other one. I got the one you're looking at too, but I pulled the first one.
It's right here. Hold on. She's an independent contractor. It's right here at the top. So we're on this one, January 2021, and then over here, April 2020, she got a $10,700. $10,700 to retain one job as an independent contractor. It was paid in full or forgiven. Dorothea. So yeah, even on Phil's, like there's the first 20 and then the second 20.
What was that paid for? Maybe for the utilities?
Well, one job retained, so I'm assuming it was $10,000. It all went 100% went to payroll, and it was forgiven.
No, she's got like squirrels and stuff working the wheels. She's fine with it.
She's an independent contractor that independently contracts things, you know.
Yeah, independently.
Why she's not contracting. Unless she's contracting, then she's codependent.
But she's completely independent of the contracting.
That's right. That's exactly right. I thought it was funny. We found multiple of these grifters, that the ones that claim that, you know, the pandemic isn't real. It's all made up. This is ridiculous. Why are we handing out this money? Why don't we go to work? Why don't we do this? And had their hand out when the government was giving them money. Yeah,
I actually didn't get any loans for my company. I didn't get any.
Me neither. I could have abused the system. I mean, I've got a business license and stuff where I still do a little bit of marketing on the side for local businesses. I could have easily went through there and used it and abused the system and got what I got, but I didn't. Yeah. But some people do.
I didn't get a permit from my company, so
I didn't need it, to be honest with you. If I would have needed it, I guess I would have. But I think some people just used it to abuse the system.
Allegedly.
It would
Maybe
seem
they needed it.
It would seem that way. I wonder if there's any PP loans over here. Go ahead.
Because and then he rolls into the. Didn't somebody else put this money out and he immediately copped? So I did see Phil threw out a money thing and then he must have screenshotted it and off of his phone.
Oh, yeah. Was that on his Telegram? Or no, that was during his live, or was it on his Telegram?
Phil's live, B's Telegram. So Phil's live, B's Telegram. I sent it to you. Allegedly.
Yeah. You sent it to me. Where?
No, just so you can, for B's, because you can log into the B's Telegram.
Oh, okay. Oh, here it is. Live now, Phil Godlewski. He's even got it. Look, he's got it as his thumbnail or whatever he's doing. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Yeah. I wonder is he still live? I don't think you can replay these, but we can pull it up if he's not live.
I don't think you can do it for 2 days or something. That's how you'd have to go to replay, click on the replay.
Yeah, but I just want to make sure he wasn't live. Yeah, it's from 3 hours ago. There you go.
Oh.
But I got to skip all his stupid music at the front because it's all copywritten. It's all like Johnny Cash and shit.
Yeah.
We should be able to grab a portion of it here. At least the funny money part. See who all's doing that.
It was interesting. D-Live's interesting. I see this wheel on D-Live. I thought it was just me.
Hold on. I may have messed up. I got PPP loans for Phil and his wife and his mom. That might have been his wife. Let me check. It's somebody in chat saying that's his wife. I'll check that while this is playing.
Thank you, Chad. See, at least we will issue an immediate correction on that.
It is. Yeah, I think it is his wife because I sent her a Facebook. I was talking to her on Facebook.
I was going to go live on a numerous array.
Jesus, he looks like such an idiot.
Ghislaine Maxwell, Jesse Smollett, Biden, and the approval ratings, and I'm going to push all of that.
Dory Gallagher is his wife, or Dory Godlewski is his wife. His mom had something to do with it. I just grabbed the first email I came to. I'll check it out.
I feel like I have to go live again tomorrow to make up for last night. I was going to go last night and Friday, Wednesday, Friday this week, and that didn't work out. So now I'm going to do tonight and tomorrow. So I will be live again tomorrow. Later tonight, before I get into the intel,
why does it look like he literally just rolled out of bed and like he's I don't know, he thinks he has like gigantic muscles, I guess. That's why he keeps showing them off, and his hair's always half bald, half messed up. I don't know. Do you remember where the money part was at, about how far into it? It's fine if you don't. We'll just play it, but this is about 30 minutes in. He has like a 20-minute intro, though, so.
Yeah, it was about middle. He's got some good stuff. Hit play.
Okay.
After seeing Joe Biden get 80 million plus votes, the people of the United States now have to see Joe Biden. Because once you saw Joe Biden got the 80 million votes, you can't just go to the masses and say, hey, no, he didn't. Fraud. There's fraud. There's fraud here. There's fraud there. There's fraud all over.
Johnny, you gotta chill with that caps lock, dude.
Because that's what they tried to do. They went to the court systems, and the court said, and you know what? Even the important ones that Giuliani and Jenna Ellis, even the important cases that they actually won, the media reported as losses. You remember the media saying, oh, he hasn't won a single case. 200 in this, 200 in that, 500 in this, 1 million cases. He lost all million, right? So it doesn't matter what actually happened. It matters what the public perceived to have happened.
By the way, just an update. So between he and his wife, they got $72,493.
That's amazing. 'Cause if you go on his Telegram, he was saying that if it wasn't for his fans, he wouldn't have been able to take a vacation, and he wouldn't have been able to leave the girl who was on her deathbed in the car while he walked around and took photos of him ringing a bell.
You know what's crazy though, and that he just fucking ignored, is the fact that he's the first one to ever in that Select 7 medal pyramid scheme to reach executive gold. And I'm almost positive they paid for his trip and room and board and shit while he was out there.
Well, he could have went anywhere. Do you need to play his if we get on his do we have his Telegram? If you get on his Telegram, he explains that to you. He basically, if you pay attention, you don't pay attention to when he speaks is the problem.
He couldn't have went anywhere. He had to go to the awards ceremony.
He could have went to any awards ceremony in any state, and he could have went to the one in Vegas, but he chose to go to Utah to meet the girl on her deathbed and leave her ass in the car while he wandered around. So basically, she was in her death seat in the Tesla, and
still had the owner's manual on her walker.
And she had the owner. That was interesting too. Normally, if you rent a walker, you have to leave the owner's manual on it so that the next person knows how to use the walker.
That's right.
And it did still have the owner's manual on it. Me and you popped that out we noticed that pretty quick.
That's exactly right.
Here's what the public perceived. Joe Biden gets 80 million votes, wins the presidency. Donald Trump claims fraud, can't prove it. And the January 6th Capitol insurrection was Trump's fault because they were all Trump supporters. That's the perception. We know that that's not true. We know that. We've known that since day one, since November 2020.
Oh,
okay? We've known that.
Day one, they knew it.
The public perception is key here. Okay? The perception is that Biden did win. Trump claimed fraud, tried to prove it over a course of November, December, and January in court, and then even after January 21, still tried to prove it, couldn't do it. The election audit came out, blah, 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 all this stuff. So if the public perceives that to be true, it might as well be. And if Trump just comes crashing back in, it's going to be perceived as a hostile takeover. Would it be? No.
No, look.
Okay.
I can almost argue. I know people hated Trump, and I know people on the left hated this guy, and these people hated him, and people screamed and yelled. But if what they're saying is true, and he had 100% of the evidence, like he said, he caught him red-handed, he had it all there, it was all documented, they had everything, there was no doubt, no one could doubt this. Once we get it, once somebody sees it, they're going to know 1,000% that this happened, blah, blah, blah. I'm pretty sure he could have walked back in and been like, "Hey guys, look, like this is 100% of the evidence. We have a CCTV footage of Joe Biden filling out 6,000 ballots here, 140,000 ballots over here. We have text messages. Kamala Harris is trying to negotiate sex in trade for votes, something, but none of that happened, of course."
So what you're saying is you have to actually prove it legitimately for it to happen?
Sure. It's not that if so they claim they had all the evidence, they have all this, they have all that, they have everything, right? So if they had it all, then they could have proved it. And if they don't have it all, then yes, it would have been considered a hostile takeover because you don't have any evidence. But you can still prove it.
This time you're missing the point. You're missing the point. All you have to do is say it, and it's true. You just have to say it. Medbeds exist. They exist online, on YouTube, or Telegram.
If you say it in your head, it does, or in like your family, or like maybe you got like an area that's donation. Jay Hyde Ashbury, $5 into the coal.
Just because.
I just
heart.
monitor.
Just because. Thank you very much, Jay Ashbury, the nicest person on YouTube. But yeah, if you have like a spot in your that's close, personal to you, like an area of the beach where you go to like meditate, or a tree you like to sit under and just think about, those places don't work. It's only if you say it on the internet that makes it true.
Right. So all they had to do is say it. You don't get it. You don't get it. You don't get it. Debate one. Next.
I don't get it.
Of course it wouldn't be. But how many people do you know personally? I'm talking to you. How many people do you know personally?
Oh my God, you went bigger.
That if Trump were to come back into office,
Bigger's better.
Let's say December, January, February, how many people would have been like, oh,
March, April, May.
this is a coup. This is one big coup. We might not see it because we're all patriots and we all know the truth because we've been talking the truth and spreading the truth and reading about the truth this entire time, right? We may not see it, but what would have happened would have been a civil war. There would have been fighting in the streets amongst Antifa, BLM, other deep state actors.
Wait, that was already happening and shit, though, right?
Hey, hold this for one thought. I just want to do a little payback here. I just want everybody to close their eyes real quick and think about this, especially you, Shark, because you started this. I want you to close your eyes real quick and think about Phil tweaking. Okay, continue on.
Democrats, independents, conservatives, liberals, whatever. We literally would have been at war. And it's hard to fathom civil war because none of us ever lived through a civil war, right? So none of us were alive during the Civil War. That's a fact. So we don't know what it's like. But what it's like is this. People are getting shot in the streets, right? You have civilians fighting the military. You have the military trying to keep the peace, but they're getting overrun by a batch of civilians because, truthfully, civilians outnumber the military and outnumber the police. So if we all got together and said, that's enough, here we go, that's a war. And then you know what happens amongst patriots once the military or the police systems are taken down or at least ineffective? You know what happens amongst those same patriots like you and I? We start fighting. You want to know why?
You want to pause this for a second?
Sure.
I'm going to be honest with you guys, and that you, the patriots here, and maybe I think you'll agree with me, Will. Most of the people that think they're patriots here that are going to gear up and throw their equipment on that they might not even know how to properly wear and go out and fight the military, you got no chance.
Yeah, you're screwed.
Food, and then just kind of sit in their base with their MREs and their secured gates, and basically let you run out of food. And then when you're all weak and beating each other because you're starving to death, they're going to roll out with their tanks.
Yeah, I don't think it would be any type of like bloodbath or like bombing run or this or that, especially like at Homeland, like in the States. But clearly they can wait you out in armored vehicles with night vision and air support. Like, what are you going to do?
Let's go.
Supply runs down. The banks close. So we start looting and stealing and rioting and fighting each other. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was a grave concern for our side, for Donald Trump and for the Patriots.
Wow, this has changed.
That could have very well happened. I see a lot of people over here saying, I don't agree, that wouldn't have happened. That's your opinion. But it could have happened. It could have happened exactly the same way that I just described it. It could have happened that way.
You can see the future, brother.
It can. Well, close like that. Too bad he couldn't see the past. Ooh, he's out.
Or see a mirror before he wandered downstairs.
You see a mirror before you even, continue on.
Fear not. Everybody take a deep breath. Take a step back. I told you tonight was good news, and it's going to be good news. Okay?
All right.
Just hold on.
Yeah, baby.
Usa, Hakuna Matata.
What are you talking about?
Shit, I couldn't think of a third one there. I wish I could have because it would have been great, but I couldn't.
What are you off the helicopter?
I think he does these. So I do know he's like kind of awkward and weird, but I think as part of his like get up, his charm, his spiel, like he does these fake awkward encounters to make people think he's more relatable. Because some of the awkward stuff he does just seems so fucking disingenuous and so fake. I don't believe it for a second. He does the weirdest fake shit.
Yeah, it's
But it's like to show you, I'm just a regular guy. I'm not out here making, a few $1 million off you all because you're retarded. He's like, oh, I'm just doing this. I'm just a regular guy who forgets what I'm saying. It's weird the way he does it.
Yeah, he's running off that teleprompter.
That's right.
Think about it now. Think about it. Hold steady.
Are in a state of devolution. And the reason that the government was devolved, and the reason that
there's a donut.
All right, great, baby. Shoot right in the chest. Grenade him. I love your fucking things. It's great.
Tar Pity paid $10.
Grifter.
Here, grifter. Fantastic.
That was pretty good. Thank you for that, Tar Pity. Thank you for the donation. Thank you for the support.
Trump has not come back yet or acted on any of the obvious election fraud or any of that.
Yeah.
Was to do numerous things. And all of these things are coming together at a point right now. We are on the precipice of something extraordinary happening.
Yeah.
The number one thing that needed to happen,
but you need to put a shirt
in order
on.
for devolution to conclude,
something.
and we
hide
get
those
back
guns.
to our regular way of
Carrying
life,
without a permit and a felon.
was Joe Biden and his approval ratings needed to drop substantially. Why? Perception. It all goes back to that word, perception.
Perception.
The perception
Devolution.
is that Joe Biden got 80 million votes.
I think I said
That's
the
the
wrong one.
perception. So now the perception needs to be, oh, well, of that 80 million, now only 22%, which is the latest poll that I saw before I went live anyway. I don't know what it's down to now. But of the 80 million that voted, the 80 million plus that voted, 22% disapproves. He has an approval rating, of 22%. That means 78% disapproves of what this man's doing to the country. And while those polls continue to drop, by the way, Kamala's at 12%. So they're actually setting her up for no way, no how presidency as well. Biden's at 22 approval rating. Kamala's at 12. Way worse. Half almost. Now, Jesse Smollett is guilty.
I don't know if Joe Biden's actually been that low. I know he's been down like in the
30s or something.
Yeah,
40s,
like
40s.
the low 40s, almost 39, 41, somewhere around there. But maybe I could be wrong. 39. YouGov's got him at 39 approval. Everyone else, the lowest ones they got him at is 42. It looks like.
Yeah, I think maybe this is Common Core. This might be Phil Common Core polling.
Oh, he's just estimating.
Yeah, he's just estimating. Round up.
By the way, I just see the news coming in now. So I might as well announce that live. Anyway, the perception of our
I haven't seen him
reality
in the 20s for sure.
needed to be that
Phil
Biden
hasn't
is tearing
him
down
in
the
the 20s
country. We've
either.
talked
He likes him in the teens.
Oh, much lower than the 20s.
about this many times.
Much lower.
Wow, he's almost 30s.
This is nothing new, right? But we're at the point where he's legit at a 22% approval rating, and I don't remember, in my lifetime anyway, the last time somebody was at 22% approval rating. I mean, that is really
Too
low.
high. Way too high for you.
So we have Americans, even though, and again, this is just perception, we all hated the guy from day one. Most of America did. We know that. The truth is, most of America did. But for those that didn't, and for those that still watch the news, and for those that
Yeah, I'm not checking every place. I just went to 538. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They got about 30 polls here. Oh, they got mentions.
Game on. I love the grenade him.
I was
Solitaire.
gonna call in, but no hash. I'm too far gone now.
I can't read. It's too
Lol.
small.
I was going to call in, but no, it's too far gone now. We'll drop the link after we finish this video and let people call in if they want to.
You know, our news believers, CNN watchers, Fox News watchers, the polls had to come out.
Isn't it weird
and
how
it
they
had
turned
to
on
show
Fox News, too?
Biden losing support.
That was like their safe haven.
Right.
In addition to that, Biden's health had to become an issue. You see it happening. His health is becoming an issue. Do you really think the president of the United States is going to go on a TV interview and cough 50 times and just look like he just got hit by a Mack truck? Do you really think that that's not by design?
Oh,
of course
God.
it's by design.
It's all by
Of
design.
course it is. They want you to see that guy who's tearing down the country through vaccine mandates, business closures, mask mandates, terrible foreign policy decisions, terrible economic decisions, passing these $1 trillion. Nobody wanted that Build Back Better thing. Nobody wanted that New Green Deal. The polls on the New Green Deal and Build Back Better, I don't even know if they're the same thing. It doesn't matter. But the polls, when Americans were polled on those issues, they wanted no part of it. Biden couldn't get off the topic fast enough on the campaign trail. If you remember, it's very
$25,000 to start Q
He couldn't
News.
stop talking about those things because the second that they came out, everyone's like, no. We don't.
That's what Chad just said. Q News channel's coming now. $25,000 raise. In like a few days.
Want a $4 trillion package that's going to replace windows in buildings and retrofit our chimneys. We don't. And I say, oh, it's going to pay for itself. No, it's not. No, it isn't going to pay for itself. No, it's not. You know why? Because you are assuming many different things in this plan. Nonetheless, that had to get passed.
I see
Because that
class
pisses
action
off-
lawsuit.
That had to get passed so Trump could come back.
Yeah,
Had to
that's it.
pass it. Class
Had to-
action, you think enough people will band together that aren't embarrassed?
Yeah.
Americans. Pisses me off that was passed. I'm sure it pisses you off too. Meanwhile, all of our friends are losing their jobs, right? People are looking for new ways to earn income. That's why I started Philozon. That's why I started
How many new tattoos has he gotten since he started streaming, I wonder?
41,600.
17.
Start
17.
Beast, and that's why I started PSI, to try to
Well,
give you
that's-
guys
people-
a stopgap,
sorry,
if not a new
sorry.
career. I'm in a new career. So if you sit there and you tell yourself, well, I can't do it. I've been working this job for 16 years. Yeah, so did I. So did I.
He said 16 years. She was actually 15. What was he talking about?
Close enough.
I walked away. Well, I was let go because of the defamatory article, but I walked away from my previous lucrative top of the world position as a real
Top
estate
of the
broker.
world. As real
Top of the-
estate agent in Scranton, Pennsylvania. Top
Right.
of the world.
Well, it gave him access to empty houses.
I heard
Top of the
Scranton
world.
is literally the next Mount Everest.
Do it too.
Oh, yeah.
Biden had to come down. The approval ratings had to come down. The perception of Biden getting 80 million votes and being the commander in chief had to be nullified. It was. We're there. Yes, I know. People are saying Biden is dead. Biden was executed in 2019. Totally agree. I 100% agree with that. I reported that.
Of course we
When
do.
I say Biden, I am talking about the person we see. Okay? Again, it's not about truth and fiction. It's about perception. It's all
No,
about
it's actually
perception.
about truth. I would prefer truth than the perception of truth.
Well, are you an
No.
Intel guy?
Well, I know I was, but I'm always behind, so they make me the fat guy. Not the
I'll-
fat guy, but the fat guy.
Oh, okay. I like watching all these shows where they're like, well, that's your truth. And that's what there's only one truth. Like, and until you can prove it's not the commonly accepted narrative that I don't have to fucking fall down this rabbit hole to research. That's it. Unless you can change something.
Yeah, that was the Kathy H. Calling out Kathy H. That was Kathy H. It's your truth type thing. Go ahead.
Thing number 2. Ghislaine Maxwell.
Shit, what was the one again?
The amount of people that have resigned recently, very high
God.
positions across
Yeah.
corporate America,
All the time.
across
All the time.
political America, across our Congress, across all these different, across the world. Almost every single one of them are directly related to the Ghislaine Maxwell trial. Every one of them. From Bezos,
I think her name's Ghislaine.
Dorsey,
I didn't think so.
to
Yeah,
I'm
pause this.
blanking. But all the ones.
Okay, just also, and me and Phil, we agree here that some people, I know I just said that, people are resigning 100%, but people like Dorsey is resigning because he was the CEO of a company that had stock options, and he wants to start another business, and the stock option people don't like giving money to people if they're thinking about another business on the side. They want you to focus on the business that they're giving money to. So people like Jeff Bezos and Dorsey, when they want to start new businesses, they leave the position of CEO of the current business they're in so that they can do something and not affect the stock. You were talking end of the year stuff, correct?
Yeah. This is a common time, middle of summer, like early vacation time, and then closer towards the end of the year when people are figuring out their taxes and stuff, is a lot of times when CEOs retire. Also, reports are coming out, earning reports, shit like that, people retire. But yeah, they hold these stock options. They're allowed to have so much of their salary be paid in stock, but they have very strict restrictions on when they can sell, how much they can sell, and what they're allowed to sell, so they don't tank the company or pump it up with lies and then make a bunch of money and then sell it off and leave. The whole narrative that they're getting arrested. So one of the things that was thrown back in our face, Sage, was like we were talking about, oh, they're just, they're selling out, they're leaving the company, they're pursuing other things, blah, blah, blah. There was some intel that come out that a top tech CEO had been busted for kiddie stuff. And the problem was that story had actually come out 3 days before that, because I watched it and I didn't break it. I watched it. Some YouTubers busted a guy that works for Sony. They have a YouTube channel where they it's like they try to bait people in with like an underage child, and they record it and put it on their YouTube, and a lot of times they call the cops. Sometimes they get the guy to say, I'll never do it again, whatever. They actually busted a CEO from Sony, and apparently that one CEO getting busted by YouTubers at his home means that all CEOs are in Gitmo getting busted by the, it's so stupid to relate that to, oh yeah, I think the quote was, they do it all the time. Yeah, they just need their money. Yeah, sure, whatever. Well, not these guys. And then it showed one guy, but
right. And that I'm not gonna say that doesn't happen. People get busted for that. But the other thing too is, aren't they saying tax the rich? Isn't that coming? Tax the rich, big taxes on the billionaires and stuff. So I'd leave now and take my money and run before the tax the rich gets kicked in. That's what I would do.
Well, we'll all be the rich during NESARA.
Oh, it's at $41,600. That's the start of the payments. I told you it was.
Exactly. Tax the rich. All of us.
Things that we've seen over the last few months. Jeff Zucker, they have all been implicated in the Ghislaine Maxwell trial. All of them. And I got news.
I haven't seen that. Have you seen that they've actually been implicated?
I have not.
Okay.
I truly believe he is a secret witness in this trial. And
well, then how do you
he cooperated?
How what?
I think.
How do you know about if he was a secret witness?
Oh, because he knows everything. He's the Q guy.
I don't think. I know the Ghislaine Maxwell trial is one of the things that we have been looking for and waiting for before the takeover could happen. All of these people are going down. They're resigning, and that's just the beginning of it. Guys, let me tell you something, in case you don't know this.
We don't know.
When a trial begins, that's not the beginning of the trial. It's the beginning of the trial, but it's not the beginning of the case.
Wait, what?
It's not the beginning of the investigation. That shit happened a long time ago. We've known Ghislaine Maxwell was going to go on trial for a very long time.
Correct.
The prosecutors knew who was involved in this Ghislaine Maxwell trial for a very long time as well. That's why you saw these resignations. Remember Q said, who resigned today? Forced. With a question mark. Yeah. That all goes back to Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Not only have we been waiting for Biden's approval to drop and all this stuff, let him tear around the country, blah, 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 to prevent, some sort of hostility once Trump does come back. We've also been waiting for this trial to conclude so that many key players are forced to cooperate or go to jail.
Got to get the key players.
Huge
that's how we get to the keys.
Step down because of this particular trial. That's thing number 2. Now let's talk about thing number 3. And that's where my intel comes in tonight.
Uh-oh.
Here it is, finally.
Mariah says Phil knows all about trials and underage children.
He just said
Imagine a
NESARA. I
situation
told you we did it.
where Trump comes back, Biden's approval ratings are down, Ghislaine Maxwell trial blew the lid off of all the pedophilia, not only within our government, not only within our country, but also worldwide. Extends to the royal family.
Done.
It extends to the cabal overseas. It extends
for 1 second. Hey, is so if you are a child bride in Iran at 13, is that blown wide open? Is that all done now too? The entire country of Iran?
I think so, because Trump capitulated all countries underneath him.
Gotcha. Good. And
So
he did that back in 2018, and then one of these countries hacked our elections.
Yes. You're right on track.
Perfect. A train wreck.
Imagine
Go ahead.
that happens and then Trump comes back. That still might not be good enough
Not good
for
enough.
our country to avoid civil war, casualties, or worse. That still might not be enough. However,
God,
if
I
Trump
hate him.
comes back,
You know what? With a chest like that, he doesn't need body armor.
That's true.
I mean, he's bam.
I ought to just call him liquid metal.
and through EBS or through his new social media network or through the mainstream media, says,
Oh, we got one in chat, Sage, because we don't believe his narrative that every Democrat is a pedo guy or that it's happening the way he is. Somebody in chat said a bunch of pedos here.
Drop the link.
You don't believe you don't believe it. So clearly everybody here must be a pedo guy. That makes perfect sense.
What's the name?
Chad Konefi.
Perfect.
Konef.
Well, we'll drop a link soon, and you
There
can
it
come
goes.
in and you can break it down for us. I am all ready for that. Just stick around. Don't go nowhere. We need you to hate watch for a little bit, and then stick around when we drop the link so you can get away from your keyboard warrioring and use your words.
That's it.
All right.
something like, this global cabal has suffocated us financially and emotionally for decades, if not centuries, and it's time to put an end to it. I am ending the Federal Reserve. I am announcing a new gold standard that will be put into place not only for the citizens of the United States, but for the citizens of the world. How many people do you think are going to be pissed off then that he's back? Not too many. Maybe initially, to the folks that don't understand NESARA and that don't understand, the new currency and don't understand that stuff.
Does anybody understand NESARA? It's been presented since the 80s, 3,000 different ways.
No, yeah. No, I don't think so.
Been around a while.
But
Chad might. You might have to have Chad explain it to us.
NESARA
Don't go anywhere, Chad. We're
was
going to need
not
your
read.
help. We're going to need you to
and let me
educate us.
tell you why. My call today was specifically about NESARA.
Oh,
And I got something
God.
to show you guys. And I'm really excited to show it to you. But I'm going to wait a little while and get through my talk. So hang with me because
We've got
you're going to want to
updates.
see what I have to show. Three things
Sorry,
need
he's
to happen.
taking
The
so long,
perception of
Chad.
Biden
He
needed to
talks
fail. The Ghislaine Maxwell trial needed to blow the lid off the pedophilia. The pedophilia
said
was
that.
already cleaned up hardware-wise. But now the tops, the higher-ups, the top of the mountains, so to speak, those individuals can't be left. So Ghislaine is going to bring them all down, along with Epstein.
She's going
Does
down
Epstein
on
get a
everybody.
pass? I don't know.
Mm,
She's
Nope.
taking everybody down.
I really don't know.
That's what you meant. I remember.
Do you give? I guess this would be the decision. Do you give Epstein a pass in order to capture tens of thousands of more Epsteins? I don't know.
The problem
Does
is,
he live out
is
his life
he
in a
falling
private
into that
island under
category?
24 hours?
Yeah, he does fall in that category. One that's going to be rounded up.
Yeah.
Hmm.
See, I don't think he thought this through.
Well, when he's spreading the right message, everyone wants to give him a pass. But if he was out here, if he wasn't pushing Trump, he wasn't pushing NESARA, if he wasn't pushing Q, if he wasn't pushing all this, they'd be like, "What's the type of guy that needs to be castrated? We gotta save a jail cell and just put one in their head. We gotta blah blah blah." That's what they always scream until it's one on their team. Then they're like, that 14-year-old was probably being pretty slutty, asking for it.
Chad, make sure you take notes because we're gonna get out your legal paper and take notes because when we drop the link and you come in here, I want you to be organized and make sure we don't want you throwing you for a curveball. We
Come
want
with
you
a binder.
come with that binder, baby. Bring it.
Our security? I don't know. I just want the pedophilia in, to be honest with you. I want justice to be served, obviously, but I want it to end. NESARA. I have a lot of information about NESARA that I'm about to share. This
I'm
information
excited. Chad's
is not
excited.
speculation.
Everybody's excited.
This information comes from a very valid source within the U.S. Treasury. NESARA is not an idea. NESARA is not,
It's a bad idea.
like changing the venue of a concert from, Saturday night to the following Saturday night. It's extraordinarily complicated. There are revaluations of currency because this is not just happening within
Because
America.
that
as
would
we know.
destroy
It's happening
our
worldwide.
world economy.
Yes.
To communicate with all of those governments and to communicate with all of those, banks, because all new systems have to be in place, is a lot of work and a lot of coordination worldwide. And meanwhile, you kind of have to do it all behind the scenes because we know about NESARA, but we haven't been told it by the people in charge. This is all happening in a shadow government. This is all happening with us thinking that Biden's the president and passing all this stuff. This is all happening behind the scenes.
It's wild.
hard
The
enough to
shadow
do when it's
government
not
can do
happening
this
behind the
off and
scenes.
nobody know
Imagine
about
how
it.
hard it is
Except for the people who decoded it online.
On YouTube.
to do when you have to be very careful who you tell things to. Well, now that we're getting as close as we are to the end days, so to speak, of the cabal and of the Federal Reserve, and
Well, somebody said, I wonder how long these idiots will keep believing this. Well, it's been over a year, and they're not even slowing up yet. So, who knows?
They're going to believe this longer than Chad's going to stay in the chat. Chad, you didn't disappear on me, did you? You didn't
He's
leave.
gone.
And make sure,
Gone.
Chad, don't delete anybody. Just from now on, if there's somebody in there that's having that problem, please give me an opportunity to call that person out and bring him in. So just throw that out there and say, hey, we got one. Because let's give him a chance to call him out. Go.
of the central banking system worldwide, loose lips are starting to. And that's why we have the 5, because the amount of sources that
He meant the 6
we have
because he's one of them, but
individually, yes,
they
but
elected him
collectively is
leader.
massive. Let me read some of my notes for today.
Hey, if I broke the country down into different sections and I made one section north, one section south,
Yeah.
one section west, one section
Yeah.
midwest, do you think I'd also need an east, or do you think the east is probably covered in the north and the south? Because typically, when you talk about north, you're like, like above Virginia, and on the coast. When you talk about south, of course, Georgia and South Carolina and Alabama, those are all part of the south. Do you think that you'd have an east as well, or do you think you just let north and south ride out?
You'd probably have to put an east in just because you put a west in.
Well, he did. He did when he laid it out about all the different, apparently, randomly, out of complete sheer QAnon magic,
Yeah.
he and 5 other people who all had intel sources who were all posting as Q, all ended up living in different areas geographically to where they could all serve different communities for QAnon's purposes. It's amazing.
Because if you got a west, if you don't put an east, you're just going to confuse people.
Yeah. Well, for years I thought that it was east and west. I didn't even know the pronunciation. I only read it on the map. It's west.
Nah. We used to work.
Seems like they should rhyme.
This is actually directly from
I
NESARA
think
law, Section 10. The rainbow currency originates in NESARA law in Section 10 of NESARA law, and it says this. The NESARA creates a new U.S. Treasury rainbow currency backed by gold, silver, and platinum precious metals. Ending
Where's
the
the rainbow
bankruptcy of
come
the
in?
United States initiated by Franklin.
It's to make people excited.
Is it are we chasing the leprechaun at the end of the rainbow and we get NESARA? Is that why we're doing
Is that why Phil's dressed up in green and looks like this?
Yeah, he looks like an overgrown leprechaun. Yeah, that actually fits. That's comms.
I'm
baby.
sorry. I'm sorry. You misunderstood me. He looks like
What?
he preys exclusively on leprechaun-sized humans.
Oh.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, that's comms.
Roosevelt in 1933. A rainbow currency is backed by precious metals and has value unlike the actual US dollar with no support. That's nothing that we didn't know. But that is an excerpt directly out of Section 10 of NESARA law. So, you guys are about to. So, NESARA is a law. Just like there's a law against this, there's a law for that, and so forth. It is a law, and it says certain things. That is directly out of Section 10. Okay? It's going to create a new currency. Nothing new so far. We've known that. Bear with me.
I'm
Before you
barren,
go
but it's rough for you.
This
and
is
buy
awful.
anything tonight, make sure you wait until the end of my live. Because I'm about to dive into something that I have said no to for many, many months.
Oh no.
So
Many months.
she said no many, many times.
Try.
Can't believe I'm about to say this.
I can't either.
The remittance transfers under the Electronic Fund Transfer Act final rule is effective on January 21st,
God.
2020.
Oh no.
January 21st, 2020. That's how long NESARA has been worked on. In fact, a lot of the information that I got today dates back to 2017. Trump started this as soon as he got into office. As soon as he had all of those countries capitulate in his world tour that we talked about many times. As soon as all of those countries capitulated, they got right to
I
work
hate
on
that
NESARA.
word. They use
And
it for
that
everything.
is why they did what they did with election fraud. The cabal was so worried about losing their stranglehold on the central banking system and therefore their funding that they needed him out of office by any means necessary. It didn't matter if they got caught assassinating him. It didn't matter if they got caught with election fraud. They needed Trump to stop NESARA and GESARA all the way back to 2017. Now, this Electronic Remittance Act went into effect in July 2020. That's because Trump planned on announcing NESARA on January 1st, 2021, had he gotten reelected.
We screwed it up. They screwed it up. They
Now
screwed
let
it
me
up.
start over and then I'll keep going. The
Idiots.
remittance transfers under the Electronic Fund Transfer Act final rule is effective on July 21st, 2020. The continued growth of fintech, non-bank remittance transfers, providers, and their further expansion into partnerships and other.
That's exactly what Jeff B's been recently sharing, the fintech executive orders.
I wonder if Mike knows. I wonder if Mike knows they're all queued up.
Well, he knows he's in bed with Phil Godlewski because I reached out to Mike and some other channels that I cover personally and said before, when the first time I heard someone say like come on his show and talk about Phil G or Phil said this or Phil said that, I got the receipts. I reached out and said, this guy's a pedo guy. Here's all the news articles. Here's the police report. Here's what he was charged with. Here's what he pled to. This is a horrible guy. I'm letting you know ahead of time. I'm headhunting on this one. There will be no slack cut. It's coming for you if you use this guy. And he said, thanks. We'll check it out, and if true, we'll do. We'll take our own steps or some shit like that. But still went on board with him.
He knows they're all Q-tips.
That's right.
Yeah.
Relationships with bank and credit unions, which allows such entities to tap into the closed network payment systems and non-bank remittance transfers providers have developed, and the continued growth and expanding partnerships of virtual currency companies such as Ripple, which offer both a payments messaging platform to support cross-border money transfers as well as a virtual currency, XRP, which can be used to effect settlement of those transfers. Mr. Pool Guy's pretty smart, huh? That XRP prediction?
Now it wasn't bad enough that they're doing silver. It wasn't bad enough that they were doing these multi-level marketing. It wasn't bad. Now they're getting into crypto scams, which should be awesome.
The problem is like we talked about. I knew a trucking channel on YouTube that pushed a crypto and said for people to buy in, and he was taken down for manipulating stock type stuff.
Damn it.
That's just something I guess you're not supposed to do that. Something about now. I don't know. I'm not in that. I just know that. I'll figure out the name of him, but I know he was chasing Andrew Jackson. It was the trucking channel called Chasing Andrew Jackson, and he was taken down because he was pushing like Dogecoin or something. and they popped them and they took them down for that.
If you have a big enough audience, you can really manipulate that. You buy in, don't tell anybody when it's low, and then in a few weeks you're like, oh, this one, buy now, buy, and really blow it up so you can sell out and drop it on everybody else.
Right, Martha Stewart type stuff. Yeah, he reminds me of Martha Stewart. Yeah,
sure.
Let me dumb down everything that I just said.
Please.
Even though NESARA will have gold, silver, and platinum precious metal backed securities, such as the new note that we talked about. And we'll talk about more about the note in a minute. For transfers, online transfers of this currency, XRP is going to be used. Can't believe I'm saying that. I can't believe I'm saying that. XRP.
You said it. Let's go.
You know, that thing Mr. Poole was talking about the whole time. So XRP is not going to be used as a currency.
I don't know why it keeps freezing like that.
NSA.
I got a decent connection. It's probably something to do with
And
uploads
that's
on
where
DLive.
the logic fell apart in my mind. Gold-backed, silver-backed, platinum-backed currency, crypto, XRP, Bitcoin, whatever the hell you want to call it, they don't mesh. There's no, what's the medium? How do you get one and relate it to the other? Well, electronic transfers. That's a good way. XRP will be used in the new banking system. Don't go out and buy XRP just yet. Don't do that just yet. Wait till the end of the live.
Silver.
Not until he can buy in, so he can dump it on you.
Right. Not till you buy my silver. Don't buy it yet till you buy my silver.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, here we go.
I wrote down a financial system by non-bank financials, fintech, and innovation. Fintech stands for financial technology. On February 3rd, 2017, by the way, this is public record. You can get this directly from whitehouse.gov. On February 3rd, 2017, February 3rd, 2017, weeks after he was inaugurated, Donald Trump issued a presidential executive order on core principles for regulating the United States financial system. This guy, our president, has been working on this the whole time.
Yeah.
That's how big of an operation this is, NESARA is, to convert and get rid of the financial mockery that we've been involved in for so long.
Jesus.
Do they know that, pause this for one sec, do they know that China's been working on this since 2015?
Oh,
actually,
no.
2015? Yeah, they're actually doing digital currency. I probably still have, hang on a second, let me see if I still have this.
Xi Jinping is a white hat, so...
Yeah, because I actually have something that I got to take out of here first. I clipped from a video that I did that says the digital yen is China's attempt to upend the global financial order. The digital yen would be one of the most aggressive consolidations of economical power the world has seen in the 21st century. It doesn't sound like they're in with us.
Yeah.
What do you think? Yeah, maybe I'm wrong.
Does not, but they are. It's an operation. There's room for disinformation for everybody.
Oh, that could be.
You gotta be there. You gotta watch the disinformation. You gotta be part of it.
2017, he started this. Probably before that. I continued. The report of U.S. Department of Treasury was. Keep in mind, guys, I'm jotting stuff down, so I'm trying to put this together as sentences. That's why it sounds a little funny. The report of U.S. Department of Treasury was prepared in July of 2018 to set a financial system that creates economic opportunities, non-bank financials, fintech, and innovation. Non-banks are all well integrated into the U.S. payment system and play key roles such as facilitating back-end check processing, enabling card issuance, processing, network activities, and more, as well as providing customer-facing digital payment software. This report was actually from treasury.gov. So many of these things have been public knowledge for a very long time.
Yeah.
But a lot of it is rumors. A lot of it is unsubstantiated. It's substantiated now.
Yeah.
Just hold on. Bear with me. Gets better, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Where was I here?
Do you have any visuals? I need visuals.
Oh God, I think he's got some.
I need visuals.
Then I just wrote down some stuff like this. Washington, this is directly from the source at the Treasury. Washington, D.C. is a ghost town. The FBI building is boarded up. The IRS offices are mostly closed. Banks in D.C. are closed. Government buildings are closed. Commuter trains entering D.C. are empty. Capitol Hill remains
none of this is
under barbed
true.
wire fence for a very long time, as it was for the Biden
attest to
inauguration.
not being true because I'm paying my taxes.
Are you?
Somebody's collecting that check because I see it cashed.
I thought we were allowed to quit last year.
Nope, they decided that I have to pay, so I've been paying some taxes monthly, making payments monthly because I may or may not have screwed up my taxes this year. Hiring so I did screw them up, and I owed some money, so I'm paying it, and they seem to be cashing my check. I can show bank statements showing that they cashed my check.
Wow.
I'm gonna have to catch up. It sounds like.
Yeah.
Reports are that the J. Edgar Hoover building is also partially boarded up. NESARA will be implemented via takeover by the military so that the old cabal system is taken over by the new system. The court system will also be taken over, the banking system will be taken over, and the school system will be taken over. It's a takeover. It's a giant, massive takeover of all things cabal.
Everything.
We're not just waiting for
school, quantum computing,
ratings,
quantum everything.
Ghislaine Maxwell trial results.
Takeover.
NESARA. You're talking about a takeover of the entire banking system, the entire payment processing system, the entire school system, everything.
Entire world.
Why?
And it snuck up on us.
Yeah.
Why the
Only
school
through
system?
YouTube.
Because our history
Decode.
is a lie. Our history is a lie.
You see him flexing? He's squeezing right there. Do you see that?
Everything is a lie.
Looks like it.
And we need to be re-educated.
Oh, that's the
Especially our
word I want to
children.
hear.
Our children can't grow up.
Re-education. That's got to be great.
Good word.
That's always a always a positive thing. Gotta get re-educated. That'll help us out.
All of this cabal forced bullshit. It's got to end.
Just like this live.
This stuff, ladies and gentlemen, is real. This is not speculation. Now, I have more info on NESARA. I don't know what I want to tell you first. I'm going to tell you this stuff first. This might be where you want to take out your pen and your pad.
Okay.
Chad, take your pen and pad out. I told you.
Janet, give me a pad. Phil said get a pen and a pad. I need a pad, Janet. Gosh darn it, give it.
I don't know what that was. Was that Tourette's?
I'm not funny when I do things. I don't know why I do anything.
That's more of his fake fucking trying to be relatable. I'm not even funny, guys. I shouldn't even tried it.
Was that Tourette's? Does he have Tourette's?
He was yelling at Janet.
Oh.
Be humorous because
Janet is the middle schooler he lives with. Or I'm sorry. Lives with her mom but visits sometimes.
No, that sounds about right.
It's not funny.
It's not.
I see everybody saying, when? Just relax. Just relax. Everybody just relax. 149,000 viewers. Moly holy.
Whoa, there's a nudge. That's a nudge right there. When they like to mention how many people are following, that's a nudge.
Absolutely.
That leads people like Kathy H to say, "Oh my God, he had 149,000 people. I was one of those people. We're all in this together." That's a nudge.
We're huge. We're a family. We're all together in this. It also helps with getting other people to hit subscribe because fear of missing out. What am I missing here? There's 200,000 people. I gotta see it. I gotta do this. Gotta do that.
Right.
Of course.
And I've actually heard Kathy H say that on Travis's show.
Mm.
Got your pen and your pad? I hope so. Here we go. Now.
By the way, so people in chat are pointing this out. He always has a much bigger number than what you see, and he claims because his number that's secret only to him shows all the people who aren't subscribed, who are just watching, lurking. And the number you see only includes people who've clicked the subscribe button. I've yet to see that confirmed anywhere, but
I watched this live a little bit. I cheated. And it was on there, on the chat itself, it says sub and nothing. So if you're subscribed, it says the word sub or it says nothing. I'm pretty sure that that's what that means because some people had the word SUB in yellow and some people did not. So I didn't see the separation in the numbers.
Wait. Kentucky Cowboy. We've covered that in depth. The corporation that filed bankruptcy, the guy that was filing a grievance against them, and his mother owned the corporation. They are Moorish Americans trying to get a lawsuit against the United States government so the IRS will have to pay them money. That is not the corporation of the United States. That is a company they made up and named the corporation of the United States, and they're both in federal prison right now. Actually, the last time his mom had to appear in court was from federal prison. She had to write a letter that the judge had to read. I've called. I've talked to them down there because Jeff B. claimed that he called, and I don't think he did. But the company doesn't exist.
And I think countries default. That's what they
some bad
do.
news.
No, they filed bankruptcy in the bankruptcy court of Northern Florida.
Oh.
By someone called Amashid the Great. That was the representative.
I was confused on what the debt ceiling was then. I'm sorry.
About NESARA, but I don't think so. One of the major holdups, so to speak, anyway, with NESARA, as if all of that wasn't hold up enough. I mean, take over the school system, take over the banking system, take over payment processing, take over fintech. There was more. One of the major holdups and negotiations, or I don't know what else to call it other than that. One of the major holdups was debt forgiveness. We all have been told, and I've said before, based on what NESARA law says, that all debt will be forgiven. Your mortgages, your car loans, your credit cards, your student loans, your personal loans, everything else.
I'm pretty sure you actually insinuated that when you were asking people to max out their credit cards buying your silver. I remember that.
Yeah.
Is that a good idea to max out your credit cards to buy silver in hopes that your credit card debt will be forgiven?
Not so much. Not so much.
Doesn't sound like it.
No.
Anything backed by the Federal Reserve will be forgiven. And the thought there was that the debt will be forgiven on the bank that you got your mortgage from or your car loan from, borrowed it from the Federal Reserve. So then, since the bank no longer owes it to the Federal Reserve, you no longer owe it to your bank. That's the thought. And it's a little ambiguous in terms of NESARA law, the actual document of NESARA law, on how debt will be forgiven. And some of it even says that it will be determined. Here, according to the gentleman in the Treasury, I said gentleman. Gentle person. Is it too late to say that? Damn it. I'm going to get in trouble for that one.
That's right, Missouri boat ride.
Subscriber because of you. Because of you.
Oh, no. Get ready to lose a whole bunch more, buddy.
Jamie Stephenson says, I was a subscriber to your show, but now that you criticize other truthers, I will never watch you again.
Jesus. Cleaning house. Take 2 or 3 friends with you. The fuck out of here. The truth is the truth. If they label themselves with the truth, they better be speaking the absolute truth, or if they make a mistake, retracting it as soon as possible. It doesn't matter that we say they're not telling the truth. It doesn't matter if you make a joke. It doesn't change the truth.
I got a screenshot. We're going to talk about. I better do this quick. Hang on. Sure. Go ahead. Keep going. I got
Can we
this.
pretend that didn't happen?
I want to get to where. Doesn't he show the money here, or does he just talk about it?
That's about to
No, he shows it. He puts up visuals.
What I want to see.
Yeah, because then we got to drop the link, because I'm kind of excited to see if some people pop in. Please.
Oh, yeah. I've dropped it once, but of course he didn't show. He did come back later, but he didn't call again.
Oh, you did drop it. Click the link.
Well, for what's his name, I dropped it earlier.
Yeah, changed my mind.
Chase or Chad or something.
Chad. We talked to Chad, and Chad's a no-show.
Come on, play. I was trying to skip ahead some.
That's the problem with D-Live. You skip ahead and they punish you.
Yeah, it sucks. It's the one of the worst video players for that is like Twitter and BitChute. Like when you get on those and you try to skip anywhere, man, it shuts the whole video down. It's horrible. If you don't just let it play through, I hate it. Twitter will do it if you just go full screen. It'll shut the video down. It won't load.
Trump is the real president. Biden is equals shot equals gone. You've been watching a movie. Oh my God, there's something wrong with you.
Click the link. Is that somebody say that? Click the link.
Yes.
The gold and silver supplies. Number 3. The reason that there's that imbalance of gold and silver on our planet right now is because silver is
Oh
used
shit! Let me
for
grab it.
everything.
I had an EO on the copy paste. Hold on.
Jeff B's on Travis.
Yeah, I saw it. It's loading again.
The microphone, the
There
computer,
it is.
the iPhone, solar technology, medicine, not medicine, hospitals, medical equipment. So many things. And when you use it, it is destroyed.
I don't understand that. Silver can be
That
melted down.
makes the ratio go. whoop.
No, they're getting rid of silver. They're manipulating it. 3 guys in Europe just decide what the price is every day.
Oh,
So
but how does it get
silver.
destroyed?
Well, they're Jewish. They probably do some type of Jewish magic on it.
Ooh.
Is going
That
to
could
be
be.
more valuable than gold. So before you go out buying XRP, not that that would be a terrible investment in my opinion, but again, I'm not a financial advisor, but before you go out buying XRP,
That's the rub.
realize that the market of gold and silver is completely fraudulent, number 1. Number 2, those metals are going to be used to back our currency, meaning that their valuation and the necessity.
Show us that money.
Yeah.
Wait,
Show us that-
there's a good message. I had been following him for a year. I fell for his shit. God help me. Thank you for your clear thinking. I hate it. I want to believe it will be okay, but I'm sick of being fed bullshit on some guy can make a bank on believers. So yeah, I appreciate it. A lot of people got fooled. I know it's a bad situation to wake up and realize you've been fooled for 6 months or a year or whatever, but it's a whole lot better to realize the situation we're in and saying, hey, we can take steps to make this better than it is to believe it's not happening or it's all taken care of and just, they tell you to sit on your couch and eat popcorn. That's not going to fix anything. So you're in a,
Right.
it might not feel good, but you're in a good spot.
Maxing out your credit cards is not it. Possibly paying down debt. Uh-oh, what happened?
Something happened to you?
No, I can hear myself. Mike.
Oh, I do hear something repeating, but it wasn't doing it earlier.
Either way,
I was just listening.
you better go.
Is it still messed up?
Yeah.
Here, let's play some of the video and I'll look. I don't think I changed anything. I was just sitting here.
I have rose to the top of the totem pole. I'm the number 1 associate in the entire company out of the many, many, many tens of thousands of people. I don't even know how many are enrolled in the company, but I know it's a lot.
You scammed a lot.
I've maxed out my paycheck
Absolutely.
every week. I can't make any more than I do. That's a
Oh,
fact.
no.
If you have $199,
If you accidentally end up in someone else's chat and drop our link as their chat because they're calling in to praise their Q leaders, that would be all right. That might work sometime.
laying around, and you could afford another $100 a month thereafter,
Yeah.
you need to get your rear end on my website.
Rear
Sign
end.
up for PSI.
Ooh, you need to get over it. Buy my silver.
If you
Quick.
want to wait until later tonight to do that because you want to watch my training first, that might be a good idea too. But I would watch my training tonight. It's open. It's going to be a Zoom link, so you have to have Zoom. But I would watch this training, and I would seriously consider a future in gold and silver MLM multi-level marketing.
Yeah, so when he was dressed up in the cheese suit and went over to accept his award, he actually, I guess 7K Select Medals is not that old, and the award he got, no one's ever even reached that level, ever. So he got to that award level. Now they're going to have to make new awards for him so he can scam more of his followers.
Right. Shit, am I
Especially
gone?
with 7K.
Your camera, it must be something with OBS Ninja. That's probably where you're getting the feedback from, and your camera. It went down, but you're still here. We can still hear you.
Because where they're going as a company, because of their structure, because of the brilliant minds that they have there, and because of their ambition.
That's exactly right. I'm not saying, Gay Wilcox, I'm not saying that silver's a bad investment. It's probably a good investment a lot of times, but you can just go buy at spot price, and it's cheaper than what Phil's selling it for. And you don't have to sign up. You don't have to pay a yearly fee. You don't have to do any of that. You can go to a pawn shop. You can go to lots of places that sell silver. Like, I don't know what you guys call them, where you're from, but we have like junk shops or like sell and trade shops. Like there's one just up the road where he just deals kind of in everything. He's always got silver and gold, spot price. He'll look up the spot price, weigh it out. He's got them all already marked how pure they are and sell it to you right there for spot price. And you can have pieces that you could trade if you ever needed to. Plus, they hold their value. They don't, their value doesn't typically go crazy. So like what they're predicting is that the value is going to shoot way up. Which if the value can shoot way up, then it would shoot way down. But the reason that these are a good investment is because they're semi-stable. They don't go a whole lot of places. Right. So if it could go way up the way he claims, it could also come way down.
They remind me a lot of me. You tell me I can't do something, you tell me I'm down and out. Okay, watch this. That's kind of them. It's $199 to sign up. Yeah, you get a couple other perks if you go for the higher package. $499. But not necessary. It's a better investment. It's a $1,500 value if you spend the $500. Over the course of 12 months, you get, $1,500 worth of stuff back. But the income potential that something like PSI has, and forget about the income potential for a moment. Focus on the collectability and the access to gold and silver that you're going to have that everybody else is going to want. Hey, you know that site JM Bullion? You know that site APMEX? You know that site SD Bullion? You know that site Money Metals? They're going out. They're not going to be around very much longer because they're not going to have inventory to sell. 7K will. Because they have their own thing going on.
They'll have inventory, guys. Don't worry.
Red herring in a group of, Jeff Bezos's and Mark Zuckerberg's and all of them. And it's kind of what Netflix did to Blockbuster. I would definitely reconsider signing up for this. Because not only are you going to get access to these metals, but you're also going to get the ability to earn commission. And the commission is big.
Big commission. Awesome.
Big commission.
We're going to go over all the commission structure later tonight in my training. Be there for 8 p.m. Go to my Telegram channel on PSI. One more thing. Everybody's asking about taxes. I didn't get any intel on taxes in this conversation today.
Oh, man.
So I don't know.
We're going to need that
taxes.
pretty soon.
I could repeat what we've heard before about taxes in NESARA, which is income taxes will be abolished. First of all, income taxes get paid to the Federal Reserve. So there is no...
Didn't he say the IRS was down?
Yeah, the IRS is shutting down. That's been said by several people we know.
He said boarded up.
Yeah, closed up. Well, I think he said multiple buildings boarding up. I think he said a skeleton crew and shutting down or something like that. But he named about 30 different places when he was talking about boarded up, shut down, blah, blah. That would be his excuse too. I was talking about the other place. They're on a skeleton crew.
Logically thinking, there won't be any income taxes. That's what NESARA law already states. I got no intel on that whatsoever. I don't know if you have to pay all the taxes you owe in the past, or I'm thinking again, logically thinking, I don't think you will. No. And there is said to be a 14% flat tax across the board on everything that's new. Anything new. Anything old, no tax. So
anything, just we only luxuries,
this,
only old stuff.
New.
Oh God, you've got that. That says a lot about just what you picked up.
Yeah.
Unessential. I do not need this. Right? It's just a hat with some hair. More hair than I have. That's why I bought it. So since it's new and non-essential, no tax.
Yeah, Jeff B said they're moving to Las Vegas. The Treasury Department's moving to Las Vegas or something, and it took them forever to get transcripts and something else.
That'd be perfect.
I mean,
you reckon?
That's in Vegas? Oh, hell yeah. That makes some money.
Oh, yeah.
Tax, 14% tax.
What does he do?
This is an artifact from Utah. Let's say I bought this.
An art. It's a square-headed bolt.
But from Utah, you can't get that everywhere.
The state of Wilds, Utah.
Yeah.
Is this
Bolt
new?
from Utah.
No. It's all rusted, and it's from a railroad.
Oh my God.
It's clearly not new. So no.
Well, I think we still use those on the railroad at my house as a square-headed bolt. It's for a fish plate. Like where rails join together. So on the main line they weld rails together, but like in switch yards they bolt them together, and that's a bolt out of it.
Yeah.
No matter what I paid for it, there's no tax. Income taxes are said to go away with NESARA. New versus old, non-essential versus essential, and so forth. We have to wait and see on those.
So I didn't know this until I met some people when I was working on the road. So in Tennessee, like if I buy a new car, I pay sales tax on it 10% when I get my tags. If I buy a used car, I pay sales tax on it 10% when I get my tags. And then for the rest of my life, I only buy tags. But like in Virginia, my buddy, he was talking about how it's time to get his plates or whatever. They buy sales tax. They pay sales tax on it every freaking year when they go to get tags. See, I only pay once, and then the rest of the time it's $24.50 for tags. But $24. But when you first get it, if it's it's $10,000, you pay $1,000 in sales tax. It's 9.7%, and then you never pay it again. That's weird.
Yeah, I pay it every year. My truck ransom.
How do they get the value? Do they just estimate it?
No, yeah, eventually when your truck gets old, I might like some of this stuff, but when it gets old, I can't do it.
I don't know where that feedback's coming from. I can't hear it at all. Is OBS Ninja still muted?
Hang on.
Because the camera went down. It might have reloaded.
Yeah, let me fix it.
Fine. I'm going to play this.
I got one more thing to show you tonight. I think you're going to like this. Hold on. My phone's going nuts.
Did that fix it? No.
Oh.
It's hard for me to hear it. It only does it like at the very end of when we've been talking for a while, but I don't know. I think you can hear it better than I can.
Yeah. Good point, Todd. Thank you.
Good point.
Here I am touting my website, and I guess you guys probably want to know where to go to get there, huh? There you go. Okay. There's 2 S's. Phil's Silver. So, again, I'm not...
Silver, 2 S's. If he doesn't show the bills, I know where we can find them at. Trust me.
They're up there so you can read about it. I'm also going to link it to this video.
I may have skipped it. To be honest with you.
Once I upload it on Rumble.
Oh, see this text he's got up here that says philssilver.com? That text right up there at the top. I've got something like that, but it says expressvpn.com/cold beer. If you want a good VPN service, hides your IP, hides what you're doing online, lets you log in and watch stuff from other countries on Netflix, you can go to expressvpn.com/cold beer. Expressvpn.com/cold beer. They'll give you 3 months for free. Check them out. Send some money to the podcast. It's an affiliate link. Anyways, Phil Silver, was that what we were talking about?
Yeah, Phil Silver.
If I didn't talk about anything tonight, Social Security or property tax or health insurance or whatever else, I didn't get any reporting on that. Everything that I just spoke about is what my call was on today. And one more thing.
What is it?
So there's a lot of talk about rainbow currency.
Right? You got him.
So rainbow currency is written directly into NESARA law. It actually mentions rainbow currency. And the rainbow currency will replace the US dollar, which was backed by the Federal Reserve. And now we're going to have a new currency called the note. And the note will be that rainbow currency. And I'm excited to show you what our source, gentle person, at the Treasury
Show source
told us about the notes. Brace yourselves.
Bracing. There it is.
Oh no. There it is. Rainbow, beautiful rainbow currency.
All right, that better. No. God damn it.
This, ladies and gentlemen,
I don't know what could have changed it. I never heard it before, and I was just watching. I didn't click anything. I'll look on my end too, though. Make sure I ain't doubled up somewhere.
is a mock-up of what your new currency is going to look like.
That is so beautiful.
Now, some of you may have seen, this mock-up floating around for quite a while. It's actually not something that's new. As I said earlier, this is what Trump has been working on his entire first term for us. And these are your new notes. And as you can see, the rainbow effect throughout the currency. These are blockchain technology. There's blockchain technology within these notes.
There's blockchain technology within the paper.
That's impressive.
It is. It's computer chips. Mark of the beast.
And in my opinion, they are completely gorgeous. So let's take a look at them one at a time. First here we have Mr. Benjamin Franklin. Now, the mock-ups that you're going to see still have the Federal Reserve stamp on them, and that's kind of to, from what we were told in the meeting, it's kind of to throw people off, from thinking that this is the actual currency. Yeah, Mr. Benjamin Franklin on the $100 bill, like he is now. Behind him, you have the Declaration of Independence. The back of the note, you have the Liberty Bell in Philadelphia.
I want to cry. So beautiful.
With the technology stamping.
Because the camera's off on my mic.
What I like about these notes aesthetically is the background images. Like you could see there, Franklin looking over one of the old power plants, because that's what they were. Yeah, I know the man on the moon. I don't know why they... Hopefully that'll change.
Oh, yeah, the moon landing's fake, and the moon's not even real. It's made out of plasma. So how they have the man on the moon on your brand new currency that you and Trump come up with? Weird.
Because there is no moon. It's plasma. You got Grant on the 50, just like he is now. Again, you got the Constitution behind them. Nice waving American flag. And you got the American flag and then Grant behind the American flag in this photo. And again, you have the blockchain technology stamp. Mr. Kennedy makes his way onto a note finally, right? And the reason why the moon with JFK is because, his famous speech, we will put a man on the moon, so forth.
It's loading again. Sorry about that. It keeps happening.
If it were up to me, that would be changed. Because we know that it's not necessarily true. Thomas Jefferson on the 10, he'll remain. The White House on the back of that. Good old Abe on the fin. Statue of Liberty on the back of that. George Washington still on the 1. Again, the Constitution behind him and the seal on the back of that. So personally, I think they're gorgeous.
So
guys,
beautiful.
keep in mind, this is coming from someone at the Treasury.
No, it's not. It's coming from a bunch of NESARA, GESARA websites like Invest Offshore or Shore, Dinar Daily, shit like that. It's not coming from the Treasury.
Now, I've seen that graphic floating around, for a year or so too. I've seen it before, but that is.
If I'm not mistaken, that graphic was some type of artist interpretation, like a thing that they put together of what it could look like. So sick of being used and lied to. Thank you for the rally. No matter how hard it is to accept, I'm sick of the patriots. So ashamed I fell for it. Thanks. I don't be ashamed. The majority of my audience. Thank you for the donation, by the way. The majority of my audience all came from so and so's channel. A lot of them come from Scott McKay or Liberty Warrior, or they all heard them talking shit about me, come over here and checked it out, and the next thing you know, they're like, "Oh, this is bullshit, isn't it?" And I'm like, well, "Yeah, it sucks, but it is." I wish they were telling the truth. I wish they had all this in their back pocket and everything was good. But shit in one hand and wish in the other. You know what I mean?
Confirmed intel, so to speak, from somebody that's in the know. This is why everybody's been saying for the longest time now, why would Q form a group of Anons and disseminate this information to them? Well, now you know why. Because if somebody at the Treasury ever went to the mainstream media, it would get back to them right away. Try tracing our source. Go ahead. Try tracing it.
Oh, he also claims that they built the most secure messaging application in the world for what they're doing right now, and he was part in on coding it and putting it together, and that's why you can't find his sources and stuff. That's exactly why.
It sounds about right.
That sounds exactly right.
Try tracing it back to I don't care if it's a man or a woman in the Treasury and I slipped. Go ahead, trace it back. Good luck. Not going to happen. Because we're layered so heavily. And there's so much. You've seen my comms. Go ahead. Try to crack any of the comms of my announcements.
There is no code to it. It's just random shit he posted.
I'll let you know if you're right.
Yeah, he doesn't even know his own comms.
That's right. It just sounded kind of spooky.
You're not going to do it. So, I don't know when. I know a common question here is, when is this all going to happen?
God.
Let's go. I understand. I don't know when. That wasn't discussed today. But the fact that this stuff was discussed today,
I don't think anyone
points to, and especially the subject matter, the details, the finite details that we've now heard from NESARA, as well as a mock-up graphic of what the new money's going to look like. I would say we're very, very close. Very close. Guys, I see all the questions about what about credit scores and what about Social Securities and what about this and what about that. I didn't get any of that intel today. So the intel that I just reported was what I got. I could give you stuff that's been reported in the past on all of that stuff, but I don't want to speculate, especially considering we're so close now. We are literally this close. I mean, we have mock-ups of what the notes are going to look like. We have details regarding the interest in the debt payback. There's so much that has happened here. And knowing that, I mentioned 3 things tonight. The downfall of Biden's ratings and his public...
I just found the person who created these artist renditions. It looks like the chat, I'm animated, blah, blah, blah. And the very first comment on her video where she showed them to him was, the very first comment says these are not the official designs, and she's like, yeah, of course, but they could be collector items. There's something that I put together. Wouldn't it be funny if they were actually used? And someone said, submit them to the Treasury and see if they accept them. And she's like, I don't know if the Treasury has like a submission contest, but I guess I could. And this was a year ago. Like this, she made them as an art project. And then she put them in Blender and kind of animated them flipping through the air. Like, this has nothing to do with the Treasury. This has nothing to do with NESARA, GESARA, blah, blah, blah. Is an artist, just like I said. It's made by a channel called Andrey Avgust. AndreyAvgust. Andrey Avgust.
Perception. It was all about perception, right? The Ghislaine Maxwell trial coming to a head and concluding, right? That both of those things pretty much have happened. Trial's going to be over.
People are like, you should make them. We can buy them as a collector item, have them in a frame hanging on the wall. I would buy more. I know they're worthless, but man, they're beautiful. And some of the pictures you picked, it just looks awesome. Any patriot would love to have these hanging on the wall. My opinion, I believe they would look nicer and feel nicer as a plastic top instead of paper. It might make them more rigid as well. Like literally, it's an art project. I don't understand why people keep passing it around. Idiots.
Over, I don't know, what, another couple weeks or so? I have no idea. But nonetheless, Biden's where it needs to be. Maxwell is almost where it needs to be. And by the look of things, NESARA is where it needs to be too. So I think we are this close.
We're always this close.
I don't think we've ever been closer.
By the way, since this artist apparently come out with this, she's complaining about people that stole her art off the internet where she posted it and then started printing them on just regular sheets of paper and selling them on eBay. Now, do you typically get to sell currency that you printed at home on eBay? No, because it's legal tender. This is not. That's why it's for sale on eBay. Go look it up.
I don't think it's ever been more clear. Not to me, anyway. I'm really, really excited about
free money.
I mean, we only have a few weeks left in 21. Thank God, because 2020 was a disaster. Other than a couple, well, you know what? Screw that. It wasn't a disaster.
Here, I'm going to try something right quick, Sage. Talk now and see if it still echoes back. All right, try one more time. Okay, all my audio was cut off. My own mic, my own audio and stuff. You don't have the video open, do you? Or two StreamYards open? No. I cut all mine off that time. Everything I have. Do what?
My camera's off too.
That's weird. Maybe you should just close OBS Ninja. We still got you on StreamYard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can just close OBS Ninja and I'll pull your StreamYard camera up.
It's closed.
Okay. I met a girl that I'm head over heels in love with.
Oh God!
I
What was it?
He's head over heels in love with a girl.
Oh yeah, another one. This is the second one since his wife left him. He ran right through one. I think he found her at the local middle school. I might be stretching a little bit. Might have been elementary, but now he's got Trampa.
I met all of you.
What now?
People truly care about me, and I'm making a positive impact on everyone's lives. Most people's lives, not the trolls.
Oh, not the trolls. Thank God.
Thank God.
I got out of a negative relationship that was...
A negative relationship is what he means. His wife he was married to years and had 2 kids with that left him over all this stuff coming back to lie and torturing her again. Something she had nothing to do with, of course.
Maybe holding me back.
Somebody asked.
I'm not going to look back on 21 and say it was...
Somebody asked what?
If I had a flashlight.
Oh yeah, somebody said that I'm fixing your camera right now. Someone Mariah said being a smartass. I thought he was just sitting in the dark this whole time.
I've been in the
It's a
dark
bad
before.
thing.
That's
And honestly, neither should you. When this is all said and done, and this all comes to fruition, I think you're all going to look at.
I hate how it keeps doing that. I always think something went wrong. It stops so suddenly. Let me get your window capture up, and then we'll probably drop the link and take calls if you're ready.
Here too.
Yeah, there. I don't
We're
have
all
one of
going to
those
continue with each
flashlights.
other going forward. Now, do yourself a favor. Shell out the $199.
Shell out the $199. Pay me. Pay me.
Don't do it for me.
Oh, well,
for
don't do
yourself.
it for me. Do it for
Do
yourself.
it for yourself and your family's
That makes sense.
financial future. Do it for
Wow.
your generational wealth, meaning that not only your wealth now, but the wealth of your children and your grandchildren in the future.
Wow.
Don't miss this opportunity of getting in with a great company that deals with precious metals that are about to
And children.
dominate our society. If you're sitting there,
Wait, is it
and you have
crypto
not
or is it
signed up,
precious metals?
I,
It keeps bouncing back and forth now.
I implore you to reconsider. This isn't about an MLM. This isn't a parody scheme. This isn't a
That one came in
scam.
good. Hot.
I met hundreds of people
Yeah.
over the weekend that are killing it in this business in 7K metals. I have a great structure to get you signed up. I have a great team underneath me. I know anything that I don't know. I have someone above me that does know it. I really want you guys, if you haven't signed up for an appointment yet, get your rear end. 30 minutes from now, I'm going to start a Zoom training in my Telegram channel for PSI. If you don't know what my PSI channel is, ask on my main channel in Telegram.
I need to get on his
Well,
PSI.
Oh, yeah.
Tell
I think
what
you
it
got to
is.
pay
Somebody
ahead of
just
time.
asked, what do you get for $100 a month? I said $100 a month before. You get a coin. You get a graded coin. You get an MS70
A graded one,
Silver
actually.
Eagle. A non-graded Silver Eagle right now is worth about $35. A 1 ounce
For
non-graded
$199, you get
Silver Eagle.
$35 coin.
Yes.
About $35. But this one's graded. Graded
Oh,
means
no.
it's in perfect condition. MS70 is a
No,
perfect one.
graded means it's been graded at different levels. It doesn't mean it's in perfect condition.
All right.
Or else it would be
The
called
graded
perfect.
Silver Eagle is worth about $105. Right around there. It's worth what you're paying for.
Oh, that makes
And-
perfect sense. The company's losing money.
$199, I get 35. Perfect. Sign me up.
To the moon. But don't go close to the moon because it's plasma. You'll burn. You'll burn up real bad.
I knew my agent would
Can't
reach
fly
out
with
to you and
plasma.
this would all get fixed. Thank you, Liam.
I'm not funny. I don't know why I try to do funny things. Like I just did with my eyebrows. That wasn't funny. It's not funny.
He's so unlockable. People will literally put up with
All right,
anything
guys.
to
Thanks
get
for tuning
their
in. Great
intel.
live. I hope I gave you a little bit of hope. I think I gave you a little bit of hope.
All right, guys, that's Phil and his new currency. One of the reasons we brought that up is because that currency actually got passed other places, as in the World Through True Spook's Eyes decided to post all the new currency. Of course, he's got all the rainbow dollars because he went full Q.
He did. He went full Q. And like I said, I'm wondering if Liberty Warrior knows he went full Q. Full Q-tip.
I have no idea. But, guys, it's that time of the show. If you guys want to call in, let me grab the link right quick. Sounds like your mic's fixed, by the way, Sage.
I actually restarted StreamYard completely and came in with another one.
Oh, well, that fixed it. That's awesome. I was worried it was something I did. I kept checking everything. But, guys, if you want to call in, you want to ask a question, you want to talk to us, here's the link. Mods, grab the link and keep posting every once in a while. And anybody wants to call in.
I got a list of questions, people that wanted to go over. And it's like, of course, this show went smooth. So smooth. We'll do it again next Thursday. But I do have a list of questions that people want to know about. I can rifle through those. Or we can take Chad.
Until we get a caller, we can cover whatever you want. That's what I was just going to ask you about. What do you think about the rainbow currency?
I I think the rainbow currency is chasing the leprechaun at the end. I think they're at a point right now where they've got to start showing something so that you pay the $199 for the $35.
Right.
I mean, if they're at a point now where where December 31st, somebody called that date. They're trying to grab as much as they possibly can before that 31st. I mean, that's the date. That's the date of the party. We're going to party like it's 1990 31st. And once that 31st crashes, people are out, right? That's the Jeff B. That's the other people. That's the date. So click it, baby. Click it. I think they're making a dead rush. Don't do it for me.
So there was a rumor earlier, Sage. The reason I grabbed this is there's a rumor earlier that. So the reason I didn't respond to whoever was in chat when you guys told me is there's no way to verify a live streamer on chat. Hold on, I'll grab you in just a second. There's no way to verify who it is during live chat. It's almost impossible to verify who it is. So when I saw that pop up and you guys were talking about it, there's no way unless they call in, which the link was out there, to prove who they were other than them calling in. This says Ange. Ange? Welcome to the stream, Ange. What's up? Okay. Disconnected. You might have to unmute when you first come in. By the way, it's going to keep moving your camera, but I'll keep adjusting it as we go, Sage, because we're not using OBS Ninja or whatever.
Also, they understand that they might not come on screen, but they are backstage, and we can hear them.
Sure. When I say, hey, what's up, we're coming in or whatever, you'll be on air, but you just won't see your camera. I got it set up through OBS, just 2 cameras, so no one will see your camera, but you'll be your voice will be calling in, and we can see you. Me and Sage can see you, but the show can't. Anyways, then I got a message after they said Liberty Warrior came on, was mad because we were making fun of him, but it didn't talk like Liberty Warrior. Could have been, who knows. Then they said that Jeff B and were they not talking shit about that guy? Laugh out loud. That Jeff B went over there and started talking shit in chat while David was saying shit. So let's see what they talked about until somebody else calls in.
All right.
Oh, I think I muted it. Here.
If you think I'm fucking walking out there
This is background noise.
Okay. What's new to the debate, Gary? I'm not too sick of enough. Why? Sage is just like a piece of toilet paper or shit kicked down the road. He was with Liberty Warrior for a week. They got, see ya. Now he's over there with another turd. So what?
Oh no, you're like a piece of shit toilet paper got kicked down the road. That makes sense.
I don't think it does, actually, thinking about that.
Oh, no? Do you kick your shitty toilet paper down the road?
I don't, actually. I live in a house that we have toilets. We actually have running water. Porcelain. You've got one too now, right?
Even my camper does that, dude. Like,
we no longer have to kick our shit down the road of toilet paper. We actually have toilets. We're able to flush it. It goes down. It goes away. I'm up there, baby.
When my mom was young, she used to tell us stories about when she was little. They were so poor that was like the only toy they had to play with. They literally had to shit in their hand. It kept them warm. Plus, they got something to play with. It'll keep mosquitoes away if you just rub it all over your face. But I've never kicked any of it down the.
I've never either.
Down the road like I kick the can.
I don't want to step in shit. You're not being scared of nothing. Why don't you go run off in some other little channel and go hide yourself? There's plenty other places you can hide. We could care less about you at all. Bye-bye. Go.
Oh, Sage, by the way, you watched my show, right? Or you were watching it before previously, after you kind of got a warning about me? So
yes,
I think...
I actually, I saw, when I first heard of you, Shar went on this show, Travis's show. And I did not know of you then. I did not know of you then, right? So I didn't really, I checked it out. Go ahead.
You were on there too. I'll get you in just a second. Gay called in, but actually the reason I asked, I know what you're talking about. You were on there because you made recommendations about my keywords and stuff, and am I in the algorithm, this and that, because we were having shadow banned.
Right. Correct. I didn't know
That's what Jeff's claiming here in chat. Wait, weren't they talking shit about that like we talk shit about you? But you saw most of our videos, right?
I did. After that, I started watching videos and I commented on them. I would like them and stuff like that. And in some of your videos, and then you actually hit the heart and stuff like that because you always love me. But
Sure.
and then I did start to see your videos because my thing was he's gonna come after you, and I'm like, well, just like I told you, bring that motherfucker, bring him, bring him. Right? This is before I knew, and then I'm like, well, maybe I should watch him because I might be stepping over my. Luckily, I wasn't stepping over because you weren't coming after me.
Yeah, I didn't have nothing to say to you. Like I didn't believe you were out there lying.
Because I'm the guy that's throwing all these links in the thing where I'm getting this information and stuff like that, and then I basically said, okay. But in the beginning, I said, bring it. I can't wait.
Sure.
But like we talked about, after that, I'm like, oh no, he's not coming after me. And then I watched and eventually commented and stuff like that. Yeah.
And I'm gonna grab. Let's see, Gay Wilcox. Let's bring on the stream. Hey, what's up? Can you hear me? Will you move your finger? It might be on the bottom of the phone. It sounds like your microphone's covered. Yeah, I can't make it out. It sounds like the microphone might be covered.
Is that
or
better?
something. Oh yeah, that's great. That's awesome.
Okay. Hey, I just wanted to say thank you. I've been watching you for a while, and it's been a process because I was very deeply embedded in all of the hype and bullshit. And every show that you've done that I've watched, you've shined the light on what's going on, and I just have to say that it's meant.
Yes,
okay,
ma'am.
it's been a journey because I didn't want to believe it wasn't true.
Right.
And now I see what's going on. I can see it clearly. I can hear it clearly. And I just want to thank you, Will, very much.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Thank you for calling in. A lot of people don't know we get stuff like this all the time. And like a lot of people come in, and it's not that they really don't like me. I know I'm unlikable to some people, and some people don't like that I cuss or the way I talk or whatever.
No, I love you.
But some people come in originally and they claim they don't like me or they hate me for this or that, but really it's because they're dealing with their own internal struggle. They know it's fake, and now that I'm putting it out there, they have no excuse to ignore it anymore. So instead of just admitting it, they'll be like, oh, this sucks, I hate you talk about people. Like we've seen a lot of, like I said, don't feel bad, the majority of my audience can say in chat, like, I came from Scott McKay, or I came from David Steele, or I came from Nino. Like most of them were following people and then somehow found me and hated me and then kept showing up, and then they fell in love with the show. Some people have been here for a year now.
That's me. I never hated you. I thought it was kind of entertaining.
Right.
And then suddenly it became real because, like tonight, I listened to Phil, and I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Oh, and by the way, you can say fuck all you want. I'm 75 years old, and I say it like at least once every 5 minutes. So
it keeps you young.
It happens.
young, right? Well, thank you for taking my call. I'm just to the point where I'm just so disillusioned with everything, and you cling to those little bits, but now it's all just so much more real to me, and I can see so clearly, and I just feel like it's time to get my ducks in a row and quit this ridiculous Santa Claus bullshit,
Yes, ma'am. The best thing to do is once you realize it is just come up with a plan. It sucks. Like, I'm not a fan of Biden. I don't think we're in a great position with him, but it's a lot better to know what's going on and say, hey, we can still affect this. We can still do this. Or I just want to ignore what there's younger people, and there's politically motivated people, and there's this. But to be in this uproar all the time and think everything's fake and everything's this and they're hurting this and they're messing up that. I couldn't imagine being. I'm stressed out enough with my PTSD to be stressed out about all the stuff they want you mad about. I couldn't imagine walking around like that all day. So yeah, I'm sure it's like a weight off your shoulders, plus more weight on your shoulders when you realize that you'd kind of been taken for a ride. But everybody goes through it. I'm sure it'll work out.
It will. My husband's a Vietnam vet, and
thank him for his service.
Oh yeah, thank you for yours, and goes through the same thing.
Sure.
Me, however, I wanted to believe, and it sounded easy.
Yes, ma'am.
But now I'm to the point where I just want the truth, and we can fight on our ground, but it has to be real ground. If you're fighting on the sand and nothing is stable, you're not doing anything, you know?
Absolutely.
So I really appreciate you and the truth you give and the eye-opening revelations that you give.
Yes, ma'am.
And you could, you know, when you get to the point where you're just like believing everything, and then you can listen to what you're saying and go, wait a minute, whoa, whoa, whoa. Those red flags that were coming up that I was shoving down, there's a
Yeah.
reason they were coming up. So I really thank you for that, Will.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you for sticking it out and watching. And I'm glad. I think you're in a better place now, and I'm glad you are. Thank you for calling in.
Absolutely.
You bet. You bet.
Ma'am, have a good night.
You too.
All right,
Absolutely.
I think we got somebody else. Yeah. What's up, Mason?
What's going on?
Not a whole lot. What are you up to?
Oh, not much. Well, my name is Mason, and I'm an alcoholic. Oh,
Uh-oh.
shit, wrong channel.
That's your wrong group, man. That's on Sunday nights.
So college football, what do you think about Lincoln Riley leaving Oklahoma and then them hiring Brent Venables?
I haven't. So I used to be a huge sports nut. I was actually a collegiate athlete. Well, I was in 2-a-days in training to play college football at a local school. But still, I loved football. I'm a huge Virginia Tech fan. They just fired their coach and got a new one. But a huge Virginia Tech fan. I used to be all on top of it, and I've kind of fallen away over the last few years. I don't even. Sage, are you into sports? You follow sports?
I'm not anymore. I've fallen away also.
So I used to watch it religiously, and it got to where Virginia Tech was on the verge of giving me heart attacks or strokes or whatever you get, where they let you down so many times at the buzzer, to where I just started backing away from it. And I still check I'll check the scores afterwards, like just type in Virginia Tech football on Google and see how they did. But I don't even watch live games anymore, so I couldn't tell you about coaching changes or nothing like that like I used to know.
Well, I figured I might call in and see what you guys thought. You know, if you look at the coaches from Oklahoma, the best coaches, all their first names start with a B. So if you put that in your gematria calculator.
Oh, yeah, we'll figure that out.
You got Benny, you got Bud, you got Barry, you got Bob, now you got Brent. I don't know. I guess I'm going to have to call in to Jason and see what he has to say.
Oh, he'll tell you. I think he had a gas station receipt that had a B on it, and he was wondering how that connected. And his electric bill had 2 B's on it, so that could be a big deal for him. He'll probably break that down for you and set you up. He'll probably tell you the next 10 coaches.
Yeah, once you get the B squared, that rocks everything, right?
It's we have a guy named BB in the chat. Now that guy could probably lay it out. He's got the B's already. BB and 72.
Yeah.
Well, but if we're talking about the fifth dimension, this will be the fifth B coach for Oklahoma.
So
maybe here in Oklahoma we're already in the fifth dimension. I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the entire state ascends tomorrow. Like I would just be like, we called it.
Absolutely.
Just starts floating away. Bye, Texas.
Where are our numbers? Are numbers going up? Okay, yeah, they are.
All right, well, shit, I gotta go.
Yeah, man. Thanks for calling in, Mason. I appreciate it. Thanks for a little bit of humor and stuff. Holler at it sometime. We'll be here every Thursday. Let me drag your camera back.
It's awesome. I love my moving camera.
So that's why I changed it, because every time a guest jumps in, it readjusts. I wish it wouldn't do that. I wish it would let me lock 2 cameras in place or 1 or something. But it is what it is. And we thought OBS Ninja was a problem. It turned out it was you. So anyways, guys, if you want to call in, you're more than welcome. Until then, Sage, you got any more questions? I'm fixing to pull up the comments I had on my video.
Yeah. All right. Because we were getting yelled at by David was telling me to kick my toilet paper down the road.
I forgot about that. Let's watch it.
Or no? Okay.
Yeah, sure. I forgot we were even watching it. It's such gripping content. I didn't know what we do with it.
How do you really think, David? Okay, we're gonna get it this time, David. I got him.
Who are the 4 women arguing in the background?
Maybe.
I don't know. I wish David would just come over here. Why wouldn't he just come over here? I mean, I don't understand.
Well, so David gets real quiet, crickets. Travis, when you try to talk to him, he claims he can't see anything in chat. So the reason I went over, so if you guys don't know, last night I went over to Travis's channel and I left a comment because, unbeknownst to me, last night during a show, we had a guy on here named K9 something in the chat, and he was like, "Oh, this is a horrible show," and I was like, "Man, I don't hate anybody. I'm not trying to make anybody feel bad. It's just jokes and trying to use humor to get people to watch the show. That's the entire. I'm an entertainer, right? You don't run out and call the comedian mean, and you wouldn't tell, Liberty Warrior that he's being mean to Joe Biden. It's just jokes and having fun, lighthearted." And he's like, "Well, I'll stick around for a while." Well, then as soon as Travis's show started, he jetted over there and he said, "I just came from the CBC and all they do is badmouth all the other channels," and whatever. That's just a random person. And then Travis got in chat and responded to him and said something like, "Yeah, it's really sad because he has a lot of potential and he could do good, but he doesn't." And so I went over there and asked, I said, "So first of all, you're the arbiter of good and bad. Second of all, how the hell would you know what I do? Like I don't need to brag about it. I'm not a fence sitter. I'm not someone who comes on and says we did this for this person, we did that for that person. But we've literally given, before like our last bit of money out to help people, and it's come back to us tenfold. Somebody help me buy my camper. Like I'm not complaining, but I don't want to brag about it, and I damn sure don't want to embarrass anybody that needed help." So we just don't. That's not something that's personal to us, and that's something me and Mariah decided to keep off the show. We don't need that pity view or like or whatever. So I asked him that, and then David said, "Oh, you got a comment. Did you read it, Travis?" And then Travis starts closing windows on his phone, and he's like, "I can't see the chat." And then David's like, "It's from your favorite person," and he's like, "That's fine. That's good. I hope he stays around." And then that was it. That's all they would say about it.
Yeah, and that's why, and it's the same thing. Well, David was the one that messed with you, so you kind of called him out. But I'd love to talk to him too, because some of the stuff that he says is just absolutely. What we got here?
Keep calling out these assholes. Robin Leanne bought you 5 6-packs. Thank you very much, Robin. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much. And that's all I'm doing. Now he can come over, and I will have a respectable debate. Now Will's on the other hand. He can. I'll try to make sure he does. But like I said, we're looking to have a respectable debate. Change my mind. You tell me NESARA's coming. You tell me all this other stuff's coming. You tell me that it's that you're not spittering out rhetoric while saying that people should go get their AK-47s and rush the Capitol, because that's what you're saying you're going to do. And
sure.
And just like the video I did, if I pull the screen down and I just put closed captions and you just read the words, you would be like, and I said, well, this is some type of extremist that just rushed, came up from over the border, they're from another country or whatever. You'd be like, oh man, the FBI needs to watch them. And then I lift the screen and I show you this channel, you'd be like, oh well, wait a minute.
Yeah.
What changed?
What I thought was the weirdest thing I had seen there in a while, by the way, I think Travis is having a moderator meeting, but what I thought was the weirdest thing I had seen there in a while was that Kathy woman come on, and she was talking about telling people to stand down and blah, 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 and we're just standing down, we're waiting on Trump, we know it's all handled, and then she didn't say it until after Diane suggested it, drunk dick or whatever. She said, oh, but you're ready to grab up your AK-47s or whatever, right? And she's like, oh yeah, we got AKs, we're ready to go, we're ready to storm. It was weird that the host people of the channel were suggesting to the guest violent attacks against the federal government and pushing that net. That's very strange to me. Like, I would never, if someone come on, I would never suggest a fucking felony or a capital crime to you while I might say, oh, you were going to say this, ha ha ha, but I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, you're fixing to go murder your wife, right? Like, that seems kind of strange. No,
that seems a little pushing it. That's pushing it. And this is the issue. And this is where he wants to attack me. I'm asking to debate him in an intelligent manner. I'm asking to do a debate and where things get done, things get fixed, ideas get exchanged, right? That's what I'm asking him to do. And the only way to do it is to start calling people out and saying, I want to debate you, right?
Right.
His answer to that is, I'm going to kick we're going to kick toilet paper. What? Nobody does that. Well, I don't know where he's from. Who knows? But either way, it's like, this is what you get. When you call them out, you then start to hear the actual extent of their intelligence. Kicking toilet paper down the street, which doesn't make sense in any way.
Somebody said it's like an AA meeting where they all fell off the wagon. Yeah, it's like an AA meeting where the last guy to come in the room's like, I brought a fifth. Who's got a cup? And everybody just starts like grabbing shit.
Exactly. We'll drink our way through this. And this is basically what the problem is. And this kind of technically shows the actual intelligence of the people that are following this stuff. And just like the caller that came in, when she said she wanted that, right? Yeah. And Phil wants you to dump money. Wouldn't it be better to say, look, something could be coming. You really should start trying to pay off things and get out from underneath debt and protect your cash, not just dump money into this, right?
Definitely protect your cash. Don't worry about buying frivolous shit. Don't, maybe take it a little bit lighter on Thanksgiving and Christmas. Put your if you really thought something was coming, put your cash away. Go buy silver spot prices in case the cashier systems are like down and you can't purchase things, stuff like that. Not send it to me. What the hell?
Yeah, pay me $199 so I can give you $35. What? What are you talking about?
This is how I explain. This is my last piece. Usually, when we start arguing NESARA GESARA with people, every NESARA GESARA salesman, the people that are pushing it, every one of them has a donation link and sells merch, and they take U.S. dollars. They don't take reevaluated dinars. They don't take Zimbabwe dollars. They don't take an IOU when my money comes through, and they're going to be rich too. Why do they need donations today? It's right around the corner, right? Couldn't you just struggle until NESARA comes? Then you wouldn't even need donations. That's weird.
Correct. And this is, like I said, so this is where at some point some people need to be called out, and they need to say, come here and change my mind.
Absolutely.
Tell me, explain to me your thought process and your best ability. Explain that to me. And right now, what I got is, I'm going to kick my shit paper down the street. That's what you got? Well, you haven't changed my mind. Try again, because I'm going to still use the toilet. I don't know. Is that what you're looking at? From using the toilet? You'd rather me kick it down the street? We're not there yet.
To be fair, I shit directly in my shoe than throw my whole shoe, because I don't want to wash shit off of it after it's done. So I just shit in the shoe and throw the whole shoe out.
Is that why shoes are always hanging on the wires? Because somebody threw them up on the wires because that's what they're full of? Is that why they do that?
Those are called shitty shoes.
Shitty shoes wire? Yeah, that makes sense.
That's it. I'm back. Right. I just made a bucket of popcorn. Idiot.
There we go.
Where's Chad?
Oh, that's all right, Jeff. You ought to see the sweatshirt we made about that. It's funny as hell.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I Travis send you the picture of it.
I'll show him. I can pull my screen up now.
They made a what about it? Hold on.
Oh, that's all right, Jeff. You ought to see the sweatshirt we made about that. It's funny as hell.
The sweatshirt we made about it. It's funny as hell.
Travis send you the picture of it.
I'll show him. I can pull my screen up.
Damn, their audio's doubled up bad.
That would be great.
I think they made so what I heard them talking about last night is they're selling t-shirts or sweatshirts, and their costs are $60 a piece. That's their cost before they sell them, are $60 a piece. Hoodies, and one of them, they're all got Mario on them for some reason, like Mario and Luigi. And one of them, like, Mario's grabbing a coin, and that's the grifter shirt. And one of them, Mario and Luigi are driving, like, a very cartoonish train. That's the Travis shirt, because he's the train driver. Everybody knows that.
isn't Mario and Luigi be a copyrighted image?
Oh, dude, Nintendo is psycho. Nintendo come in last year during the pandemic and shut down an old school video game tournament that they'd had every year for like 20 years because they had to hack. They had to hack one of their games, to like update it and keep it running. Nintendo come in and shut it all down so they'd sue everybody on the premises. Like they are crazy about their intellectual property.
Yeah, so I don't think you can use that on a shirt because you grabbed it off the internet and stuck it on a shirt. I don't think you can do that. I can guarantee you that they are going to find you and inform you are wrong. Just like I'm going to tell you you're wrong if you come on this show. But Nintendo will do it in a whole nother manner.
Oh, no. They made a shirt that says Libert, Warrior Nation. They forgot the Y in Liberty.
Yeah, I could see that.
And they said they already made one and sent it to Mike. Oh no! Hold on. I'll grab that guest in just a second. If you're the guest, wait. Look at this. Submission never, Libert, Warrior Nation, and they forgot the Y. And then over here in chat it says, he was just thinking of Mike and made one for him and sent it to him.
Wow. You can sound Sage. I guess Sage sent that one because he can't spell. Is that what we're doing?
They're trying to blame it on you already, buddy. I would get a lawyer and some insurance, maybe. Let me grab this guest.
All right.
Let's see who we got. Will's fabulous lover.
That sounds about right.
Hey.
My wife's gonna hear this. Be careful what you say.
Since David's bitch ass isn't gonna call in, I'm assuming you'll end early. Will you bring me some chocolate milk?
Absolutely not.
Why don't you love me anymore?
Because I yelled at you over the chocolate milk over a month ago, and I've still been asked every night to bring home chocolate milk. You go to the store, you know where it's at?
I did, and I'm out.
Mariah, you're ruining Sage's show.
No,
Sage, I need chocolate milk.
It was absolutely nice to meet. Mine's gonna come from Maine, so it might be a difficult process.
That'll be no good. You think David can bring his car from the McDonald's parking lot with a gallon of chocolate milk?
If the manager runs him off quick enough, why did you put lover? Are you just lying to people at this point?
William, we obviously procreate.
You should have put Will's roommate.
Oh, you like it?
I have 2 agents. I have 2 agents.
Perfect.
2 agents.
I need an agent. All right. Well, see you. Bye, Mariah. You're ruining the show.
Love you.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, that was a strange call. I think that was David. Actually, I'm not positive, but it could have been. Who knows? Anyways, back to the video.
There we go. Sure. Here's one hat. Now let me spread it up.
How much is the hat?
First one.
Oh,
it says beat your teeth. What does that say? Oh, search for truth. That's his channel. I'm sorry. I really couldn't read it. Search for truth. That's his channel. Reach the teeth is what it looks like.
Yeah, I can't see it. You have to.
It's kind of zoomed way out.
Experience. Just a question if anybody in chat has experienced that blizzard in Hawaii that was supposed to pass through.
There's a second.
Beautiful.
Oh, there's Lily J. Lily J now.
Like, I understand, like, Sage had audio issues earlier and he was trying not to talk as much, and I had audio issues when we started. You couldn't even fucking hear me. But the fact that you would just continue to do an entire show with that echo is just disrespectful to the people watching. I couldn't do it. I would freak out. Like, I would be panicking that people were like, oh my God, why is he still echoing? Why is this still going on? But they just roll with it. Fuck it.
I was uncomfortable talking, so that's why I had to get this thing fixed.
I could hear you cutting it short. I don't know. Maybe they're just like, we'll keep going till you're unconscious, then you won't remember it anyways.
That's what. And here's the thing: where the call in. All you had to do is call and change my mind. If you're that good, you know what the funny thing is, that Kathy girl, she said she took hours out of her day to teach people the truth movement or whatever it's called. I don't know.
We've got two more viewers than they do, Sage.
Do we?
Got them. Well, total numbers. I got Facebook numbers too. 206, 208. Look out.
Yeah, let me share. Yeah. So that definitely is that was my problem here, but yet nobody showed. Where's Paul? Paul wanted to teach me how to broker. Kathy, I sent subliminal messages to her. That didn't work, so I guess I'll just have to do it out loud. David said was supposed to come on with you. I knew Jeff wasn't going to come on. Jeff's not going to come on because last time I was on a channel that I had to not.
There's the receipt.
What's the receipt?
So they don't call me out. There's the 208 right there.
Gotcha. Last time I was with Jeff, it was on a show that I had to be a little bit less. I had to be a little restrictive.
I don't think to him
here, right?
I will call you down in a heartbeat. I scared.
So
we got to be nice to our fellow intelligence members. What do you want the state troopers to show up at your house? It's a matter of national security at this point, Sage.
Yeah, that's a good point. It'll still be an honest debate, but I'm not gonna. I think he'll be asking for shovels.
Oh, look at that! There's the pink one for the ladies. Pink one for the ladies. Get your wallet out, girls. Get your wallet out.
It's like a carny.
Can't be me. I don't have nothing on but a phone.
Yeah, it's possibly me, but I moved my speaker away from the microphone. I don't know why it's not. I'm not getting any echo in here, but if it's me, it won't.
Oh, that's all.
I in general just love old people in technology. Older people in technology.
If I mute me
from a distance, like I know personally, my dad's probably in there cussing me like a dog right now. Like I get frustrated when it's like way up close and I have to like try to teach it. But like from a distance, it's just fun to sit back like in the middle of a park and watch someone try to turn on a tablet.
Well, Diane's on now. If you fast forward this, is that her name, Diane?
Diane, yeah, Humboldt County Diane.
Yeah, you'd have there. Yeah.
That's kind of the main theme of the information I just provided you today, which speaks for itself.
I got to see their shirt though. I got to see this shirt. I don't like to watch somebody's show just directly ripping it live, but I do need to see their shirt.
Now, there's one of my favorites right there in the gray. I think
there's a favorite.
We need some Jeff B to come here and light some bombs off.
Oh shit.
Jeff B lighting bombs off.
There we go.
Gotta wake up the Trump voter, falling asleep. I'm on. We need some fresh off the press intel, baby. We need some Jeff B to come here and light some bombs off. Woo, yeah.
All aboard the Travis train, the search for truth, and it's Mario and Luigi.
I don't think they can use that.
And Yoshi on a train. Did you hear that it's Mario and Luigi?
Yeah, that's the part I don't think they can use. I don't think they can use. I'm thinking that they're gonna snap a gasket over there at.
What if I told you that no one ever in the history of the world has ever referred to anyone on the show as Mario or Luigi? It was just like, hey, this looks pretty cool. Let's do a Mario theme, and just started clicking shit.
I didn't even know that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's even worse, guys.
There's no relevance whatsoever. It's just Mario's cool. Let's throw that on a T-shirt and start selling it like we're panhandling outside a tourist attraction.
Oh, yeah, that's interesting.
Look at that one, Kelly K special in white. Oh, yeah.
I would have designed them some good merch.
Kelly K. Look at that in white. Especially in white, just for you.
$60 a piece, their cost.
One of my favorites right there in the gray. I think that.
How do you know the price?
He said it last night. He said, I don't know if we'll sell a whole lot of these because they're $60 a piece, and then we got to pay the rest of it for shipping and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you get in trouble for that one.
If I've got to buy it from somebody that has a trademark.
Yeah, I was gonna say, no, that one with the Nintendo stuff on it.
That will ain't it.
I mean, I'm digging it. Don't get me wrong. I think it needs a different colored background.
I think we have to pay the copyright to get it.
You have to pay the copyright to Nintendo to get Mario and Luigi. Like, they're going to give that to you.
What do you think Nintendo would charge for their most recognizable character for an all-encompassing copyright to put on any piece of merch you want for the eternity?
I'm going to say pretty expensive.
What the fuck? Do you think you just buy it per shirt for 99 cents? Like... They don't have more recognizable Nintendo characters than Mario and fucking Luigi, and they have gigantic companies that want to produce. My son has a fucking pillow that costs $45 because it's one of the stars from Nintendo, like from Mario, the game. Like one of the stars you grab, and then you're like super fucking, you can't be killed or whatever. It plays that wicked music, and it costs like $40, and it's a tiny ass pillow. Because 30 of it went to Nintendo over a $6 billion deal so they could have it, produce it for 6 months. Like, come on. No way.
Yeah, it's not going to be cheap that they're going to... On a $60 shirt, we're looking at a $110 sweatshirt. I'll take 6.
I like to think too.
This is 100% copyright infringement. You are actually taking something that is so known in so many countries, you're not going to get away with it. Right?
I don't. Do you think that Mario's recognizable?
Mario?
Yeah, Mario.
I think he is.
I don't know. I think they might have been better off using a fucking can of Coke. Jesus Christ. Someone name something more recognizable by more generations of people right now than Mario and fucking Luigi. Holy shit.
Yeah, I think they might have. I don't think they understand this process.
You going to steal the Apple logo next? I don't know what more people would recognize than Mario and Luigi, especially like it spans from like my son because they're like retro now to like 20 years ahead of me because they like come out when they were first adults, like young adults. Like, come on, Jesus.
And it's not even
it's a piece of clip art. They grabbed a piece of clip art that was just like Mario and Luigi on a train, and they call Travis's show like a train wreck all the time. So because there was a train and Mario's cool, they're just like, fuck it. Let's go
with Bob the Builder. See if that's got trains, right? Or what, stuff. Not Bob the Builder. Who's the other guy? The train, the blue train. Who's the blue train?
Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yeah, Thomas the Train. That's available. Grab that one too.
Yeah, might as well. Let's just Barney, the big fucking purple dinosaur. What we got? I actually, while we're talking about merch, I got some new merch. This actually ships to the EU. My old merch wouldn't. So it's a different design. You could get a sticker, but it's all Resist the Grift merch. It's just a slogan on a t-shirt. And then we have the regular merch, which is US only. That Ryan does for us is actually really good. cultclub.com/merch. I was wearing a hoodie, but I took it off. That's all the Cold Beer Confessional stuff. I actually like this weathered pattern with no logo, but this is probably better for the stream because it's actually got my show on it. But yeah, we got some merch if you guys want it. There's links in the chat. No copyright infringement. Do it all myself.
Yeah, that's kind of how like when I do my own photography. Those are my photos. I did the photo. They're mine. I've got the metadata. I can prove they're mine. Artists get pissed and steal their shit.
Nintendo doesn't have like a real photo of Mario. He's like a figment of our gaming imagination.
It would have been a better one. Disney. Maybe they should have tried Disney and see how that worked out for them.
Fucking the Mickey Mouse ears. Just put it on there.
Just throw them on there. Go with it. Roll with it.
The only thing that can make this shirt worse is if Mario and Luigi were screaming out racial slurs. Like, it's not going to get any worse in the eyes of Nintendo.
No.
Maybe they'll only sell like 4 or 5 and Nintendo will ever talk to them. But if they make any traction or if someone reports this, Nintendo's going to come down. They always do, like an iron fucking fist. And they're just going to send a cease and desist letter from a lawyer who costs $60,000 per billable hour, and that'll be the end of it.
Yeah. Oh man.
See, I don't like this. I don't like the square.
Right.
No, if the pink was
If it was
big enough
round,
that
you
the
could
circle
round it
all
off.
that was in there.
Yeah, you could round.
Not rounded off. You have to cut the pick out of the clip art. Like if
a ping. I swear to God. I would.
So the reason this looks so weird is because it's a bright pink square in the middle of a gray T-shirt and in the middle of a blue T-shirt in the middle of. So clearly you're going to want just the artwork. You don't want the background. But they don't know about transparency layers, so they'll never get to that point.
Right.
It'll be Mario in the middle of a pink square.
Like, I don't mind the pink if it took over the whole thing. But I'm a big Nintendo guy.
I know, I'm too.
Yeah,
You know what?
Oh no.
Hang on, hold that thought. My the Monkey King, the monkey thing that I have, I actually tracked that down. He's not from this country. I actually tracked him down, and what it was,
rights to it.
Yeah, to give me rights. It was a photo of he does 3D stuff with it, right?
Right.
So he took the front photo of that, but it's also the 3D. So he asked me if I wanted the 3D image that he sells to like he does stuff for like games and he's a programmer for games, but he just took a photo and I said, no, I just want the photo. How much can I buy that from you to use? He asked me what I was using it for. I told him, and he's like, don't worry about it. And I'm like, well, can you put that in writing? And he's like, yeah, no problem. And he put it all in writing. We did it all official. And he gave that to me. I grabbed it from the web I found it from the internet, but I tracked down the owner and got permission to use it.
Yeah. I don't understand this. Like I try to draw my own, even if I take inspiration from like a bunch of different artists. Like you'll see the beard on my shirt, like it's from a it's similar to like a diesel company that has this, but then I of course it's not the same shape, it's not the same design, and I added this like Celtic pattern in it. But yeah, you take inspiration from somebody, but you can't make an exact duplicate of their most recognizable any of their property, first of all, but their most recognized. No one's going to mistake that for Travis or David in his car. No one's going to mistake that for someone kicking shit down the road. That is clearly their biggest, most popular characters that they've ever fucking had on your T-shirt that says "The Search for Truth."
Yeah, absolutely.
So a lot of people will get to the point where they're like, oh, well, just let the big company, fuck the big company. We'll do it anyways. We don't care what they say. They're making millions. Yeah, until everybody steals their intellectual property and everybody just prints their own shit, then they would have never been as big as they are. We would have never had the video game innovations we'd had. We'd never had anything.
Correct. Hence copyright laws.
Feel young.
Huh?
I said, y'all make me feel young.
What about Nintendo?
Yeah, I don't remember really playing that.
We've only got like 6 of them.
Here's what he designed for Liberty. I sent that over to him.
I can't believe this.
He sent that over to him. So I feel like Liberty is kind of like a non-confrontational guy, even though he's always talking about going to war and signing up for the military and then backing out or whatever. Do you think he even had the heart to be like, there's no T in Liberty. It just says Libert. I think he might have just said thank you. I appreciate it. I don't know, but there's a T in Liberty, guys. If you guys see this. There's a Y in Liberty. I'm sorry. There's a Y in Liberty if you see this.
I don't know. I'm still trying to get over the fact that they think they can use Mario.
I'm sure. Well, the way they just grabbed artwork through Google or DuckDuckGo or whatever, I'm sure this Indian photo that on the war horse is probably trademarked too. I can almost guarantee you they just Googled like the Indian picture and they're like, oh, that's it. We can use that. It's on the internet.
Right.
I like that. The colors in that.
Submission. Never. Libert Warrior Nation.
Dude, you can't make this stuff up. And you know what's the best part? These are the people rolling with the intel.
These guys are intel deep.
Actually, these are the people rolling with the intel.
You know who I'm really most upset with? The intel. You know who I'm most upset with?
Who's that?
Jeff B probably got a memo about this 2 weeks ago and didn't warn him ahead of time.
Absolutely.
He could have come out and said, guys, next week you're going to do a show. I heard from the 3rd at the FBI, I mean the 4th at the FBI, I mean the 3rd at the FBI, that you're going to make a shirt and there's going to be no Y. You're going to have the T for Mr. T. I understand that's a code. Trust me, I know all about codes, but where's the Y?
You know what? Oh, man.
Okay.
So good. Right now they're going to be about $60, and we're going to try to find somewhere that'll make them a little cheaper.
$60.
You reckon? I mean, like mine, printed, produced, and shipped are like $45, and I'm like, oh my God, this is horrible. It's $45 for a hoodie, but we just don't have the scale to get them down to like a Walmart $20 hoodie. There's no way. We just can't sell enough of them. And I'm like, oh my God, this is horrible. And people have been buying them, and some people said it was too rich for their blood. I understand. It sounds expensive to me when I say a $45 hoodie, but $60 for one that's misspelled and stolen artwork? Comic Sans fucking text. At least my shit's all custom. I even had a custom font designed for my shit. Like I paid somebody for their font, so no one else had it. Well, I mean, somebody could steal it like this and put Libert all over everything, but it shouldn't be on anything else. It's my font.
Oh man.
Sure.
My Uncle Jimmy has a t-shirt company.
Okay, there you go. We just found a t-shirt company.
I can tell you this. I don't know if he would make them.
No, he wouldn't. He's smarter than that.
Yeah, because he'll get tied up in a lawsuit. He's not allowed to print it the same way you're not allowed to sell it.
Uh-oh. Yeah, they pop, baby. That's the Liberty Warrior version. Woo.
That's the Libert Warrior version.
Oh.
To be fair, he did this all from his car in some parking lot at a gas station, so...
You know what the problem is? He's like, look, man, there's nobody after T, so we're just not going to leave the Y off because
T's the end of the road. Why? Why would you put anything there? Exactly. Somebody put Libert Wario, which is funny because Wario is the opposite of Mario. They should have used Wario. That would have been a gag gift. Yeah.
That would have been calm.
You noticed the Libert, but did you even notice the Wario? That would have been perfect.
Oh,
listen,
man.
guys, seriously, if y'all watch this and you want to sell merch, cool. I have no problem with y'all selling merch. Just go to Fiverr and hire somebody to make you one PNG design, because you're not, I mean, let's just be honest, you're not great at it. I'm not either. I get help from people all the time when I'm designing it. But go to Fiverr, pay for one good design, tell them who you are, send them pictures or trains, ideas. They won't copy it. Have them design it, and then you can stick that one design on everything. Cups, bags, shoes, whatever you want. T-shirts.
And that's how you brand something. You're branding it. Like, I'm going to always keep my brand. I'm not going to change my photo. I'm not going to change anything. It's my brand.
Is that Mario? Yes, and Luigi. Don't let them off easy, guys. Get them that double fucking lawsuit.
And what's with submission? No submission. Who says that? I mean, are we?
I guess it's where
something. What are we doing here?
I think it's where he always says, "Give me liberty or give me death," and then immediately starts backtracking. But it's, I guess that's what they mean. Submission never. That's even a weird way to say it, right?
Yes. Who says that? I swear. I mean, what's your safe word? What's your safe word?
I didn't want to tell anybody, but my safe word is Libert. I think they might have hacked my dreams through an Intel guy.
It could very well possibly. Now
I've never used it because I'm up for anything, but I have one.
Yeah. Well, you're only going to use it once, because after that, when you start running around saying Libert, 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 you can't use that long.
There's 3 people here, one person here, in a chat full of person, and somebody, one person caught it in chat.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not telling you not to go with something quality, but like in my opinion, just thinking about who you are, Like a Carhartt hoodie doesn't cost that much.
Right.
Even his number one, the Carhartt hoodie doesn't cost that much, what the guy just said. But even Liberty's number one mod, Tara, who takes care of everything and bans everybody and makes all the posts, is like, I'm confused. It has Liberty Warrior Nation on it. No, it has Libert Warrior Nation on it. They didn't want to get sued by Mike. Okay.
Oh man, I swear to God.
You know what I mean?
He said it's more expensive than the Carhartt hoodie. I wouldn't pay that much for it.
Would be just as
Then you need to get
efficient.
it.
I seriously doubt that's
Why?
ever. I'm sure I wouldn't.
Somebody on Fiverr might charge you like $50, and they'll give you like 3 or 4 different designs with like the words arch, the words flat, different text they use, and they'll send you a piece of paper that says you have digital rights to produce it. You'll never have to worry about getting in trouble, because even if something in there is copywritten, they already took the responsibility. They are the ones who told you. They checked it. It's ready to produce. As long as you don't change it, it goes back to them. It bypasses you.
I cannot stand to cut my nails.
Who is LGB shirts? What does that stand
Can't tell.
I don't know.
Ligba.
My nails are pretty thick. Look.
All right.
There's one. There's somebody. Liberty, not Libert, David.
That's one of
All
the
right.
mods,
Sure.
Miss
I
Blue.
think that's the last one anyway, isn't it?
What does Mario have to do with the Travis train? Exactly.
You know that the lines in your nails.
There was. Oh, yeah, I showed the other one. Okay.
Something bad, right?
At Tara, Tara asked, why does it have Liberty Warrior Nation on it? And the Search for Truth said, at Tara, he was just thinking of Mike and made one for him. Are they thinking about bypassing Mike and selling knockoff Liberty Warrior Nation merch?
You know what it sounds like? I think Tara's out there saying, "Look, don't you make that crap for our show."
It does. It does seem like that's what it means.
Don't you make that? That's horrible. Don't you make that for our show? Don't
Seems
put our
like
name-
maybe that's the way Travis took it too, because he's like, no, it's just one. We just made it for Mike. It's weird when you make like a knockoff, misspelled, mismatched, stolen version, and it costs twice as much.
Right, in bright orange.
That color is called pumpkin patch.
Is that what that
Yeah,
is?
he just made that one because he thought Liberty would like it. All right.
You say no.
Anyway, the sheriff was back in town.
I don't drink milk because it gives me heartburn.
I don't drink milk because it gives me heartburn.
I mean, I'm telling you, if I drink glass milk,
Tell Mariah.
Stimulating.
Tell Mariah she's not getting any milk from him.
He's not the milkman, Mariah.
No.
Yeah, David actually designed all of those on that website that he was looking
Oh,
at.
I don't doubt that one bit.
They are pretty cool.
Without a doubt.
I don't know. We're gonna. Actually, Brandon says that his uncle has a machine, and he could tell us how to get them a lot cheaper, and quality's going to be a big deal.
Well,
yeah, Terry, I even sent it to Mike
place
because
a
I thought
little bit better from here.
Cool.
The shirts that we had, I'm not even bragging about my merch. Don't even drop the link, but I'm just telling Sage. The shirts that we had made were actually really nice. I was surprised. They're like, you know how like you have like regular cotton t-shirts, and then you have like Under Armour shirts that are like wicking. They're like a in between of those two. Like they're not as like form fitting as like Under Armour, because I'm old and fat, and they're not as like hot and sweaty and unbreathable as like cotton. They're actually really nice. I was surprised when Ryan sent me a shirt, and he's like, oh, these are the best shirts. We've never had anybody complain, blah blah blah. And he started sending me this shit. I was like, hell yeah, that's fucking awesome, dude. It was a really nice shirt. I don't even know what the brand of it is, but damn, I like them a lot. And Mariah wants a tank top, but she's got a t-shirt too. She likes it. Pretty nice.
Yeah, I'll have to check one out, actually. I'll have to check one out weird on the show. That way I can...
If you just send me your address, I'll get you one. It's
hopefully we can get them. I don't know. It'll be after the first of the year probably before we could ever get them done.
Can I make a suggestion to you?
Sure.
Please.
Yes, Mr. Slayer, we will fix the incorrect spelling of Liberty. I'll have to go back and look at that one.
Fine. If you really want it spelled properly, I will go back and spell it properly on the shirt we want to sell without his permission.
Yes,
Fine.
you piece of shit. If you want all the letters, I guess I'll have to buy a new keyboard. No one asked David, but I'm actually missing my Y on the keyboard.
Right.
No one gave a shit about David.
It's already $60, right? It's going to be $65 if you want the Y. Do you still want the Y or not?
Jesus Christ. I can't wait to see the ad that's like submit your asshole to no one t-shirt, $65 only through Libert Nation.
www.
I don't see how, because I don't know how that happened, but
I
didn't
do.
switch colors and shirts. I didn't change the wording.
Yeah, well, that's the only one that says Libert. You had to change the wording from the search for truth. Or did you just expect it to know who you were making the shirt for?
That's probably where we're at. You almost want to sit back and say this ain't real, but it is.
Dude, like I way overuse this phrase, and I know I do, and I catch myself sometimes, but it blows my mind. The people that will blindly follow. I'm just general. I'm not talking about any specific show or your show or whatever. Some of the dumbest people I've ever listened to speak in my life, to where I legitimately wonder how they made it this far in life without being just viciously attacked for just saying the stupidest thing in the world in front of somebody, or how they haven't fallen down an elevator shaft and like walked through 3 lines of police tape plus 3 hard barricades and then dove off and claim they didn't see it. And they will have fucking followers out the asshole just be like, we love this guy, he's fucking amazing, did you hear he's got Jeff B on? Like, what?
I don't know. It scares me. It's unbelievable.
This is probably fucked up, but before I had a YouTube show, Mariah and I used to like to play a game of like out in public, but usually like on Facebook or social media or something. We would find like super awkward or like trashy or really dumb people like we went to high school with, and to just see like the stuff they posted. And some, like, I'm not putting down people. Some of them's in my own family. Like I got a member of my family that got a tattoo that misspelled 4 letters in a 6-letter word. Like it's bad, but we used to love to just like troll the low-life slums of Facebook. It's pretty good.
I am not a speller. I know I'm not, right? So when it comes to writing stuff, I usually call in backup. Like I'm like, I'm bringing my wife.
If you were going to get it tattooed on your body,
if I was going to get a tattoo, I think I'd have spell check from somebody else. Hey, can you double check and make sure that this says what I wanted to say?
The word. Let me tell you what the word is first of all, because this kind of changes it drastically.
Okay.
Diabetes. Not diabetes. Diabetes.
Okay.
Like die and then beat us.
I got 2 questions. One, why? Why are we doing diabetes in a tattoo?
She's a survivor. I don't know. That was my first question. Why? And none of these letters are in the right spot. They got the D. And it looks like it's, so I don't know who did it. She was thanking someone on social media, and like when you click on that guy's page, it shows like a tattoo gun in his profile picture.
Yeah.
But it legitimately looks like a 3-year-old was sentenced to death row and wrote it with their offhand. Like it's shaky, it's thin letters. There's like dots everywhere. Like when you make a D, you know how like you make the line, then you come back up. If you were writing, well, you don't do that with a tattoo. You got to keep moving. Well, there's like literally dots where you can see where they like stopped and paused, like trying to remember which letter came next, and then it's a little bit fatter here, and it's bad.
I got to do another one. So, second question is,
okay.
Who's the tattoo guy?
So I think so the guy claims he's like a tattoo guy, but I think he's just like I think he just like does it out of his house or something. I don't know.
Listen, I didn't have a lot of money, so what we did is we hit the pre-K. We gave him crayons. We started there, and then
got it filled in
from the rest. Third, does she not know about bracelets? Jesus.
So she put like I don't think this was the reason she got it, but she put a smart ass post like, this is the last time they'll forget at the hospital that I got diabetes. I'm a survivor. And then she's self-diagnosed. She hasn't even been tested.
And this is a family member, right?
She just told everybody on Facebook one day she's never been to a doctor.
Look, I just learned how to spell the word or close enough, and I got it. I gotta have it. I gotta have it because it's written on my back.
That was rough. I'll have to get a picture of it and bring it on the show.
We'll edit this out.
Yeah, we'll get rid of this. It's not live.
Family member.
My sister's bad about that too. When we see somebody like a family member or someone we went to school with or something that made the stupidest decision online, like we'll send it back and forth. It's a fun game to play. But sometimes it hits closer to home than you think.
Or than you want.
Yeah, well, if it's not a close family member, I can stand from afar and point and laugh.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, Johnny said what's going to happen when the med beds come and she's cured? It'll say diabetes survivor.
X diabetes. Oh.
Damn it.
Oh, this is just.
Mariah can tell you I'm not lying. Like I didn't make that up. Like it's a female relative of mine that she knows. She's seen it on social media.
Most likely she's saying nope because I married into the family, so I will not admit that that's any way, shape, or form.
Oh, we don't even want to talk to what I married into. I may have the misspellings and the tattoo and the white trash, but that's a whole nother level to Mariah's life.
Smoke RH's credit card. There you go.
Oh.
Max out your credit card on $60 hoodies. Got to be in it to win it. Mariah just said, I have literally hid inside of clothing racks at our local Walmart to avoid talking to this person. That is true. I run. I act like I'll scream fire. I'll throw stuff. I'll turn over old ladies' buggies behind me. Like I'm just out of here. Out of here.
Diabetes.
The devil done got a hold of me, and I'm out of there. You are not cornering me somewhere. I've already got mental issues. I can't be cornered up somewhere.
Oh man, that's just. We'll edit this out.
All right, I'm gonna jump ahead to the Diane section. Maybe there's your Kathy H. By the way.
Oh, where's she at?
Oh, and Tara. It's a big day.
Who the Deviant Discourse is?
Yeah, I'm pretty
there
sure
was.
Listen.
You must be so proud of yourselves.
It's okay.
You know,
Free speech, you know.
we do got the more interesting material, and it's very easy to make fun of people, and to find.
Then do it. Be funny. Like everybody keeps saying that. Oh, you're taking the easy road. It's easy to be funny. It's easy to do a 4-hour fucking talk show, keeping people entertained and being funny. Do it. I dare you.
Yeah, spell diabetes. Show me.
Like I'm a funny guy, and sometimes I run out of shit when we're up here for 3 goddamn hours. Come on. I literally can make. I guess I don't get as much credit because it's my wife. Like I can literally have Mariah like fall down to the ground laughing. It's funny, but it's hard to set up here for 4 hours, especially when you're by yourself and don't have a guest and trying to go over content and look shit up. It ain't easy.
No, it's not. And I do the same thing with my wife. We bust out laughing all the time, but 4 hours of this plus the other stuff that we do. Yeah.
Sure.
Sign me up, coach. Show me what you got.
Yeah, I have respect for like comedians. So when I was young, I always thought I would be a comedian. Like I thought it'd be cool to like travel and blah blah blah. And you know, I got in the army and got married and but man, that's a rough life. Like when they start like going from club to club and trying to make it and putting on shows in all these different cities, traveling around. That would suck.
Yeah.
Holes in the misinformation we're all getting. Wow, that takes so much research. You must be so proud of yourselves.
Why don't you do?
So here's the problem with your premise. You researched something at whatever level and presented it as fact.
Correct.
I researched something above and beyond that level to prove it as false and to follow your plot line. So that's clearly more research than you did. And proved you wrong. Like, I think if we're going on who did the more research, if we're going to start drunk dick measuring, then I got the bigger drunk dick.
Yeah.
Should I guess who the Deviant Discourse is?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter.
You're not going to jump on, Tara. Well, I'm getting off then, Tara. Why should I entertain you if you're not going to get on here and entertain us too?
That's the premise that I take at it, is like we've got all kinds of plan guys running around. We've got all kinds of attack guys. We've got all kinds of march guys. We got all kinds of Sometimes it's just good to fucking laugh, man. Like I laugh at myself all the time. I fuck up and do stupid shit. I fucked up the whole first show twice. Like I fucked it all up. It's fine. We'll get by there.
That's right. All the ladies that talked smack last night, where they at?
Yes, we're wonderful. I know. We love Tara. Tara is the boss lady, you guys.
And here's the problem, too.
You think the website looks awesome?
I'm going to back up some and see what that chat was, but you can go ahead and talk. I'm not actually playing it.
Yeah, the problem is, too, is we're calling them out saying, show me your research, your research. Show me your information. Show me why I should give all this money. Show me why I should sit on my ass and wait for free money and do nothing and run my credit cards up and buy $60 Liberty Wart shirts. And show me why I should run around with, Nintendo stickers on the front of my orange shirt.
Absolutely.
Show me.
Show me how to spell liberty. Maybe you're right and I'm wrong, and I'll start spelling liberty that way.
I can't debate that, but you can. I'm not going to get a spelling debate. I know my limitations.
So here's how it started. Someone says the Defiant Discourse is streaming you live, Travis, and talking about you. Absolutely. But you know why I'm here? Because you all were talking about me. I haven't been to your show in months. I came there last night and left a comment asking you to fucking, show up or figure out why you're talking shit about me in the chat. You didn't have an answer. Now you're talking about me, and you just called him a piece of shit that was going to get kicked down the road. And that was just skimming through the video. So we didn't go and search you out and just start streaming your show. You're over there talking shit.
Right. And we said, come here.
Yeah, and you ran.
You want to come there? Well, I'll come.
Jesus Christ. They won't let you on. All my accounts are banned. I had to make a new Cold Beer Confessional account to ask Travis why he was talking shit about me in the chat while I wasn't around. I'm Travis's favorite person, according to David. I hope they all fucking like me over there, because I taught that motherfucker how to stream. That's the reason you got somewhere to hang out and bitch about me.
Now, if we can just figure it out ourselves, would be great.
That would be. Figure out microphones at least.
Hi.
How are you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
Yeah.
you.
Hi, Tara.
Hi. Don't tempt me. Deanna, I can't wait to squeeze you. Ladies' night, right?
I know.
I can't wait to
Sounds like
squeeze you.
on there.
Oh, wow.
Shut up, David. Don't be a jagoff. The fuck is wrong with you?
I didn't hear what he said.
Good. You don't need to. Just being a dick.
All right, guys. Does anybody else want to call in? I'm done with this. I don't really know Tara, other than like she was probably one of the nicest people when Liberty Warrior reached out to like talk to us and be nice, and she flipped like a switch. That's all I know about her. She went to saying that I stole money from people and that I was a big piece of shit and she never liked me, while she was over here like super nice in our chat, and I thought she was a really nice person. She flipped. I don't know what happened, but
To me, she was always nice, but then again, I might have left quicker, but now she might not. But for me, I never had a problem with her.
Sure. Yeah, I don't really know her, because all I've ever seen is this and then been banned by her several thousand times. But it was just weird. If anybody wants to call in, last call, I guess, and then we'll wrap it up. So the show ran long. We didn't get all the questions, and I fucked up the mic at the first of it. That's part of it. We'll get it straightened out. We're going to set a schedule next time.
Yeah, I think we're going to go on at 7, and I think what we'll do is we'll plan this out. We want to get one under our belts and kind of just, well, we already been going back and forth on each other's show anyways.
Sure.
But I think we did a good job. I think we made people laugh. We got somebody calling in and complimenting you, which is a big deal, and saying that, you know, you helped her pull away from the ridiculousness, and that's what we want, right? That's the show, right? In our own special way, or definitely a special way. But sure. That's what we want. And this is what we call people out and say, come on, why can't you do it? Why can't you come on this show? You want me on yours? Let me know. I will. But why can't you debate me? Why can't we go back and forth and do this? Why can't you sell your story?
Yeah, why can't you defend it against criticism? Because you can stand up there all night and have people say, yep, Jeff B told us that, or yep, Phil told us that, yep. Why can't you defend your premises? I heard somebody pop in. Also, by the way, chat, what do you think about the overlay? You like it for the new podcast or no? Let me know in the chat.
And what do you think? What do you think of the host? Do you like us for the new podcast, or do you want us to go? No, I'm just
what hoes? Those are beautiful women on the screen. Hoes.
No, that's us.
Oh, we're the hosts
of the show.
Who is John T? You're on live on the air. What's up?
You know who it is.
Oh God.
No.
There wasn't enough capitalized letters. I didn't know who the hell it was.
Yeah, you're right.
This is Johnny, by the way, Sage. He's actually
Johnny. I spoke Johnny.
Does a bunch of research and stuff for us.
Nice show, guys. You guys work well together. Why haven't you done this earlier, I ask?
Sage was over there trying to get a promotion underneath Liberty Warrior.
Trying to get a promotion on Liberty, on Libert.
Libert Warrior.
They have a problem with spelling there. Remember, they couldn't spell Brandon either for about 4 shows in a row. He had Brandon or Brando. Yeah, that's what it was. 3 shows in a row. Brando. Like, no one said just correct it.
I'm going to send Sage over there to fix their spelling.
They cannot admit any faults, can they?
Oh, never. If they had to admit a fault, they would have to open the floor up to any type of criticism, and they can't handle it. Like, I've never seen anything like grown ass men that can't take a joke from a random person in chat.
No, I've never experienced it either.
I mean, I understand Mrs. Dreamweaver. She has a serious problem, right? She is definitely a rebel rouser. She's causes problems, but besides that, I don't know.
Asking questions and shit, and asking you for proof.
I mean, come on, and especially asking for proof that's spelled correctly.
Who does that?
I had a bit of a theory for you.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I'm going to run it by you. You know how it seems to be a whole lot of spectrum people giving intelligence. Do you remember how this whole mirror, everything's mirrored?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think maybe people took that a bit too far? So the people you'd think would give intel, if you mirror that, you get Jeff. You know where I'm going with that?
Yeah,
what do you think about that? I don't know. It really just came to me like a minute ago.
That's right.
I thought I'd share it.
He's the mirror of someone who would actually work at a 3-letter agency.
Yeah, of a normal person that would have proper intelligence and high IQ. He's the exact opposite of that.
There you go. You've broke their
all
code.
of them. You've got Mike Penny, the same. All of them. Every one of them that gives any kind of intelligence is anti-intelligence.
Yeah.
But mirror it. Yeah,
absolutely.
You know where I'm going.
That would also be the guy that I would hire for a between Jeff B and Tactical Timmy or whatever his name is over there. That would also be the ones that I would hire for a big fucking setup. Like, okay, Jeff B's been giving the intel. He's been telling them it's time to attack. Now they're going to meet in the middle and they're going to say, here's the intel and here's our target. And then they'll be the only 2 not there.
Or I'm not even surprised if people like Mike Penny and Jeff B are getting some kind of stupid intel from someone they'd have no idea who it's from. Like you're saying,
Yeah,
but they'll just turn around like Charlie Ward and they're just using me for misinformation. No,
yeah, just they're getting it from a Gmail account or this guy or they're claiming to be someone else. I just don't think so. one of my problems with a lot of these people is someone that's that high up in the FBI, that's dedicated their career to the military and the FBI, that's on the verge of retirement, that has a family, a home, wife, and kids, is going to risk all of that to make your show that you don't even own, you just appear on, a little bit better by giving out secret intel.
Correct.
That's done. That's how intel is dispersed.
And be told once to you gave too much and get more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so.
They slapped our hands.
It's just not how intelligence is disseminated. It's so crazy. Even with Phil, I mean, the same thing. He wouldn't even have a clearance to start with his charges and all that, and his financial shit. His background wouldn't give him a clearance. You know that, Will. You know what I mean? He wouldn't get one. He just wouldn't pass.
When I did mine, like I just had like some medical bills that were unpaid and stuff, and they still, like, I got it, but they were still like, well, what if you could be influenced by these these bills you owe and blah blah blah, and they made me actually sign some paperwork talking about how I was going to pay, like a plan to pay it off with my first like 10 checks I got from the military or whatever. And imagine slinging silver and being part of a pyramid scheme and promising people silver's going to go to $50,000 an ounce and they might come looking for that money. They're a big liability.
That's right. It's exactly who spies go after, people with a clearance.
Sure. And money problems.
That's right. Exactly. We'll fix your problem. You sell me your country. Beautiful. Done.
And on a free platform that everybody and their brother is on, they definitely want the intel to hit that. That's usually where they want the intel to go.
Well, I think their next big purchase will be IntelliTube, and it'll be a whole site they run and they sell their misspelled sweatshirts and drop the intel bombs.
Dude, the IntelliTube podcast, we could have
QTV.
So much fun with that.
QTV, they just raised $25,000 and have a Roku channel.
Yeah.
Did they?
$25,000.
That's Mark.
He's
Mark
going to get them a channel on TV. He wouldn't even pay one wage.
Ooh.
It's crazy.
That's brilliant.
Mark Penny and that crazy Kimberly cum bitch or whatever. That's the ones that raised the $25,000 for Q Network or whatever. Q News.
I may have been booted from Panene.
Oh no. Someone in chat said Teletubbies.
Oh, we're gonna get some dolls. Tell me we need to have them create some of those action figures, not dolls.
We'll actually just steal their copyrighted material. We'll have all the Teletubbies, Gumbo and Tiddly Bits and whatever they are.
Because I actually put in there and it fired, I guess, a Bonnie up. You might know who she is. I said, hey, I'm looking for ML.
She's the mod.
I said, basically, where did ML go? I understand he's the one, Mike, that actually built Mike's show. He was the one that brought all the intel. Is there any way I can get an interview with him? That fired her up.
Yeah, I actually saw somebody screenshot the argument.
Nice words.
Not so many nice words. Somebody screenshot your argument and sent it to me where she was like, you need to get your facts straight and do some research, blah, blah, blah. I would say that did get you, man, for sure.
I think I got her upset. And I got booted.
Yeah, it happens. Sometimes.
What? All the time?
Sometimes. So what do you think's coming next, Johnny? I think it's a big cash grab, and they're all going to turn on each other to get the bigger pieces of the cash.
These guys, the grifters?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it has this... For this to drag... I mean, obviously, they're going to push it into the new year, but I can't see how this can go on for... I mean, we've been saying that for a while, I agree, but this has to be coming to an end. And yeah, I think the big ones are going to make a run for it. I think Phil's cashing in, he's silver. I think Charlie and Simon, if Simon doesn't get some kind of charges over there in the UK, I'll be surprised. He's got a lot more weird stuff going behind the scenes, ties and things that he collects and stuff, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, a lot of weird stuff with women and having them send stuff and tell him stuff and abusing women. He's a real
He's
weirdo.
got a whole thing going on with women coming out against him. So I really hope he gets the punishment he gets coming. Charlie's over there. Nothing's going to happen to that prick. But I hope he trips over and just at least smashes his face or something. Yeah. That'll just make me feel better.
That's personally why I feel they're turning on everybody, is because they're trying to get their last big piece of the pie. So Lynn and Flynn and Sydney and Patrick can't all be together because you got to get rid of those so you get more of the pie.
And you got that Burgie. He's over on. I get his email things. I haven't watched one of his shows yet. He goes on a bit, but he's thrown them all under the bus. Tory, all of them, because they've all just dropped him in the shit. And he was the one where they got all their information. He's actually someone who has been in that kind of with that background of this information. That's what he did. Propaganda and that sort of stuff. That's what he did.
Absolutely.
And he's sort of got his own channel there now with his little following, throwing them all under the bus.
I haven't seen that, but I'll check it out because I just saw somebody mention. Jeff mentioned him today.
BitChute, I think it is. I get emails. I get a warning every. He does a show every day. I think it's BitChute.
Yeah, I'll look for it. I'll find him. Or send me a link if you run into it.
Yeah. I'll just forward you one of the emails when I find it. But yeah. That's all I wanted to say, guys. You guys, you're probably better to wrap it up. And it was a good show. Well done.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it.
I think you've impressed.
We're going to try to have it more structured and have the whole second half call-ins and the whole first half like going over topics or whatever. But after I fucked up the mic, we just kind of fell through the show.
We just did a show. We just
it is what it is. It is what it is.
I appreciate you calling in, man. Taking some time out and calling us.
Oh, good, guys. You take care and keep it up. We're cracking their armor. We're cracking their armor. They're all falling. It's good.
I hope so. Thank you for calling in, man.
Good on you, mate. See ya.
Somebody else
we had somebody else, Sage.
Had or have?
We have, and it's going to be spicy. What's up, Yori?
Hey.
How's it going?
Hey.
Mark Panene in the chat. What's up, Yori?
So I just wanted to reiterate the night that I called David a bitch. Because I think I need to come up with a new name. He swears he has his information. He has no information. He's been asked to come on. He was asked rather nicely. I didn't ask that nicely, but maybe that's why I get blocked everywhere. Right. So I'm gonna double down and call him a bitch. Gonna call him all a fucking bitch, because it doesn't make any sense how you sit and you talk all this shit behind a platform where someone tries to jump on and you immediately block them. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, fuck them.
And it would be different if people just jumped on to like start calling out your family or just talking shit, but some like just people asking questions, or they just Diana on the screen got in a fight with some people, Miss Dreamweaver and some other people in chat, Patsy I think, and they just banned my whole channel. Like if you're associated with my channel, you're gone. Like just banned everybody, and they're like, oh, that's the way to do it. Free speech. We got an open platform here. Like it's a joke.
That's what it is. And then they go behind their little telegrams and they go to their channels and they're like, that's them. And they're probably, at this point, they're honestly banning their own audience because
they're going above and beyond and banning their own people, thinking they're me and like, or something to do with me. And honestly, like I could do without Travis's channel forever if they'd stop spreading this false hope and they'd stop talking about me.
You should have never taught him to fucking stream. This is your fault.
Wow.
One and done. Never again. The next one's gonna have to pay you a hefty fee to learn how to fucking stream.
That's right.
They're gonna have to sign a contract and everything. I'll draw the shit up myself.
I wasn't gonna say anything, but I actually caught Sage taking notes of how he's gonna leave and fuck us over later. He said 3 to 6 months. He's moving on out, and then he's gonna make fun of my camper.
Where the hell am I gonna go now? You just raped me everywhere. Where am I gonna go?
You are banned everywhere now. That's for sure.
You know the funniest part is I hate typing. Please ban me. I don't type in chat. I'll click the link. I'm coming in.
They won't let you click the link either. That's what they were doing to me. They started just like knocking my link down, and I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. So this is what we're doing. So you want me to say something, and then you don't let me up."
Then I'll go on.
They were letting people in the back room and not bringing them on. And then they got to where they figured out if you click ban, it won't even let you in the back room. But in between that, you would pop into the back room for a second and it'd throw you out immediately.
And then they would talk shit like, "Oh, she's quiet," and they would automatically mute you, or they wouldn't take your button off of mute, and be like, "Oh, she has nothing to say. Such a tough girl. She has nothing to say." And I'm like, I'm literally screaming at my phone right now. And
Well,
you
they
guys,
had you muted.
Yeah.
That was a wild night. Mariah called in one night, and David got real quiet. He blurted out and cussed her a few times, but Mariah put him back in the corner of his Pinto or whatever he's in. Yeah, that was a weird night where everybody was calling us out, and we had to I don't understand if they're going to talk about us and then I show up. I don't understand why they act surprised. If they don't talk about me and I show up, I could understand like, what's he doing here? But I don't ever do that.
Yeah. If we popped up just to create chaos after not being mentioned, then that's different. But there are plenty of people that were going over there to watch the show and never even said anything. They never commented, nothing. And then as soon as the comment was made, it was like incoming. And it was like, yeah, because you guys fucking mentioned it. Like, I don't understand. You don't want us over there, then don't fucking mention us. But now that we're here, you won't come over here.
The night Diana got in that argument or whatever, as soon as that started and she said CBC, I saw like 4 people pop up. It was like, I've been here 2 hours and I haven't even commented. What do you mean CBC? Like, it was a setup.
She blocked me that night on both her YouTube channels, by the way.
Oh no, you're missing out on Humboldt County.
She should stop drinking her box wine and drinking and fucking crying after. Not a good look for any county.
She gets excited sometimes. I mean, I would still be respectful and talk to her the same way I talked to everybody else tonight. But to just stand off and then call us pieces of shit, we'll never go over there because they're shit and they're washed up and it's real easy to do your research, ain't it? Research, man. Well, not exactly, but I'm pretty good at it.
Right.
Well, that's all I want to say, guys. Great show. Nice to meet you, Sage.
It's nice to meet you also. Thank you for coming on.
I'm a junkyard dog. So.
Thank you for being a junkyard dog. I'll probably be needing your services. I have a feeling they'll be needed in the future.
Oh, it's coming.
Right. It's coming. It's coming down the pipeline. As soon as you hooked up with this one, that's it. You're banned off the internet.
Yeah, we were gonna break the internet, and I didn't.
Persona non grata. Persona non grata.
That's right.
But you guys have a good night. This was awesome. Keep it up, and I'll see you every week.
Thank you, Yuri. We'll see you. Thank you for calling in.
Bye.
By the way, it's actually an internet terrorist watch list is what you're on now, Sage. Someone said the Humboldt Harpy. I like that. The Humboldt Harpy.
Karen H is on there. Why couldn't Karen H come on here? I was respectful. I just want to teach me. Teach me. You like teaching?
How to doggy. Teach me how to doggy. I think they're all terrified I'm going to make a music video out of them.
That could be, though. That's actually a legitimate fear. That's a legitimate fear for me, and I'm on the damn show.
BT works wonders with that. By the way, thank you, BT and Raina, or BT and Jay Reese for some music, and Raina and Gorper for some artwork tonight. This is the Defiant Discourse podcast. Kind of got sidetracked, kind of got thrown off.
I'll still put it in the podcast. Why not?
That's right. I'm glad you guys come on. The first ones are probably kind of rough starting, and I have the overlay fucked up. But I'm going to keep working on it, and I'll be back tomorrow for game night. Sage, when do you go on again, or when are you putting out a video again tomorrow?
Yeah, I would just randomly. It sounds like I'll have to put out a whole bunch of videos, but yeah, I do have a video pretty much almost every day in the mornings.
Calling everybody out, aren't you?
Yeah, because I'll be getting up at like 4 o'clock in the morning and probably putting out a video. I got a screenshot before she deleted her video, the one I read online. I thought, I gotta hurry up and get this before she deletes it, and I just got it in time.
That's right. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us. I got game night tomorrow on Cold Beer Creations, and then I'll be back on the Cold Beer Condemned channel. You can find Sage over at Sage News Network. Is that the only channel you got?
I'm building another one, but we'll see how that goes. But it's probably got like 2 people. I'll be on probably CanCon, and then I'd like to get us on a couple of other shows. Are you willing to go on somebody else's show?
Sure. Just give me enough time to post it so people show up that actually support me.
I'd like to go on a couple other people's shows that would actually probably debate us a little bit. That would aren't scared.
Sure. Yeah, I appreciate it. Guys, thank you for coming out. Make sure you join us next Thursday. Hit the subscribe button and like button on the way out. And we'll see you guys on the next one. You got anything else, Sage?
No, stay backstage. Click me out.
Yeah. See you guys. Have a good one.
caught in my chest. Turn around and use it like a bulletproof vest and invest in the stress till nothing's left. All these would-be's, these could-be's couldn't see, they laughed at me. They still serving fast food, now I'm headed to the top, to the big leagues. Now they say they miss me, they wish me the best, they believed in me. I don't really care who I used to be, and all you want is the recipe. I keep calm, my head strong, said it always fail, you're dead wrong. Found a place where I belong, so move along or get stomped on. My mind's tight, my chest's tight, place the best cause I paid the price. Got my money on Alex White, them bright lights, it's fight night. Another day, another struggle, life in the fast lane. For the hustle, that's the price to play the game. I think about what got me here, this blood, sweat, and tears. I think about what got me here, this blood, sweat, and tears. Another day, another struggle, life in the fast lane. For the hustle, that's the price to play the game. I think about what got me here, this blood, sweat, and tears. I think about what got me here, this blood, sweat, and tears. Could've gave up, gave in, referred to myself as a has-been. Let it fade to black, let it end like that. Didn't come to lose, I came to win. All these mean mugs, these shoulder shrugs, came through and got no love, no word of mouth, not talked about. Life suddenly felt like Fight Club. No saving grace, no stained glass. It's a baseball bat with a ski mask. My octagon was a bloodbath, not picture perfect, no Kodak. I stormed the gates of these lifeguards, took what I wanted with a crowbar. A renegade, a diehard. I took charge with no jump start. Speak the truth and there's no debate. Ain't got time to fabricate, no time to waste, can't contemplate. Let's take a risk, fuck playing it safe. These drama queens are stalemate. The king's a place and that's checkmate. They stone-faced, I'm straight-faced. I'm bored with the games that they try to play. Can't handle life, it's a blood sport. With no timeouts and no scoreboard. You can't ignore, get ready for war. Or the white coats and a psych ward. I've been there, I've done that. I've lost my mind and I've come back. My mind's right and my hands steady. Now I'm ready for combat. Another day, another struggle. Life in the fast lane. For the hustle, that's the price to play the game. I think about what got me here, this blood, sweat, and tears. I think about what got me here, this blood, sweat, and tears. Another day, another struggle. Life in the fast lane. For the hustle, that's the price to play the game. I think about what got me here, this blood, sweat, and tears. I think about what got me here, this blood, sweat, and tears. Fist, my hands steady. I'm ready to take this leap of faith, and my palms sweaty. I'm so afraid, in a state of panic. I'm a basket case. I step back, I'm hell bent. In this first attempt, gotta keep the pace. If God forgives, I'm ready to live this life full of unpromised days. So fuck it now, I'm all in. Hating motherfuckers wanna keep me down, and what goes around, it comes around. If heaven don't want me, then I'm hellbound. And inside my man, it's Southside land. Set fire to the past, walk through these ashes, fighting for the best. Still black, Freddy strapping. Come and take a ride with me, motherfucker, hop in. Welcome back, got a full clip. All aboard this crazy train. No money, no cars, no champagne, but I'm still alive and I can't complain. But drama free, it's plain to see. Getting used to these growing pains.